Right, it says we're live.
We're live, everybody.
And a bit deaf. Dear.
We're alive. Is anyone else out there alive?
Well, I bloody hope so.
Calling everybody. Come in, everybody.
I was a bit early today, so I've got makeup on. I said
development.
We need to charge people. I made an effort. Oh, look, it is Posh Ed.
Posh Ed.
We were in Bath, and we walked past a barber's, and I pushed him in there.
Yeah.
Because I usually do it. It's a bloody mess, but look at him.
Oh, I think you do a great job.
He's got 40 quid head.
But the professional man did very well as well.
He's got 40 quid's worth of head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
A Turkish man.
Turkish man.
Did a very good job. Yeah. So I thought I'd better compete. I think my eyeliner's better than yours, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're looking pretty damn fine, my lovely.
So, how is everybody? We've got Johnny in there.
Johnny. It's us and you, Johnny.
Well, let's hope it don't go to shit like it did last week.
Yeah.
Started talking about X, and all of a sudden it all went wrong. Hi, DJ.
Hey, DJ.
I've got we've done the pictures different this time because that was getting on my wick last week. So we've got a PowerPoint presentation with Mark's pictures on this week. So what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, it's all going to be good.
We haven't practiced it, so I reckon everything's going to be fine.
Johnny's got a baby squirrel he's been fostering.
Oh my God!
Wow, you wanted?
I wanted to do that.
You've been trying to attract the squirrel to the window.
I've been trying to track the squirrels.
Johnny's obviously got the touch. He's got the magic touch.
Well, how did you get a baby squirrel? They're so cute.
Green tea.
We can see you. She was blocked, and I didn't bloody do it.
She's a bit of a troublemaker.
We've actually got green tea back. She's been here and trying to comment, but it didn't let her.
Bless you, green tea. It was all an accident.
I didn't do it.
No, it was all an accident, but I'm really glad you persisted. And
well, I unblocked her.
You're still with us. Yeah.
I figured out how to do it in
You're
the
unblocked.
end.
We can see you.
Hooray. Thanks for sticking with us, green tea. Did you get my emails? I was replying, but I wasn't sure if you were getting them.
Anyway, it's a great relief. It's lovely to see your name in the chat.
Ben's not going to be here tonight because he's in that weird weekend north thing.
Yeah.
We've never done that. What does it say? Oh, I was stuck. Oh, bloody hell, that must have been so frustrating. I reckon it was because Mari, with her spanner, accidentally deleted one of your comments. She was trying to reply to you, and she accidentally deleted one of your comments in the live stream. So maybe it just automatically blocks somebody when that happens.
Well, it must be connected to that.
Yeah.
But you did look in there and you couldn't.
The first time I looked, I couldn't see you in there. But then I looked again, and there you were.
Oh,
with some right retrobates. She was.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, yeah. Anyway, glad you're visible.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're visible as well after last week.
Bloody hell.
At least it all went to shit mind. We'd already been pretty much going almost to the end anyway. We were gone 3 hours.
Almost at the end. So Mark is going to make that a bit more fancy, and you're gonna actually. I thought you said you were going to touch it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't wonder what you were talking about. Yeah, no, yes, I'm going to redo my talk that disappeared last week, but with extra bits and with more time, and can make it
a bit more fancy.
Yeah, but it will take time, and it's fitting it in with everything. But
because Mark's going somewhere posh soon, aren't you, Mark?
Yes. Well, I mean,
I don't know if it's posh.
Well, as will be mentioned, as will be mentioned, but it connects in with the talk. But yeah, with Hugh, who I'm going to be talking about, that did the tour to Stanton Drew with, I'm going to be going a lot further away to Turkey for Göbekli Tepe and other sites. In
when
2 weeks' time.
What date?
12th May. It's 2 weeks.
12th of May.
2 weeks' time.
What 2 week? What day is that?
2 weeks tomorrow.
So you go on a Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 weeks. I'm probably going to still do a live stream, so you just have to put up with me. But we're going to hopefully get some bits and pieces from Mark that I can put up to show you from Turkey. So I don't know what could possibly go wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be
Most
interesting.
Things.
But yeah, we'll try and communicate some stuff to people. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. But yeah, so potentially we could still do a live stream the night before I go.
Yeah.
Although I've got to get up at the break of dawn.
We've had a very strange week, haven't we? We've had well, not us personally, but I think the apocalypse. I think the apocalypse started in London.
It's the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the apocalypse started, so horses and stuff. So that was terrifying. And then Mark's found there was these little circles, little fairy circles keep popping up all over the place.
Yeah, I just literally saw that a couple of hours ago, so I haven't time to look into it exactly, but it looks interesting. It's like they call it fairy circles, but it's like these little just circles. But like I don't know if it's arrayed into patterns because I didn't have a chance to look at if there were images of it. Apparently, a lot of them it's difficult to see.
I will just share this.
You're being daring early on.
I know.
Daring
I'm just going to share this. It could kick us out, but this is what Mark's talking about.
So I mean, it looks interesting. It's like sort of a desert version of crop circles, maybe. It's that sort of thing where they've just been randomly popping up in loads of different areas, but it seems to be around sort of Middle East, Africa. So in other words, not places where you've got big cornfields. But...
I mean, what do you think? Is this a natural phenomenon? Is it because they're messing around with weather things? Is stuff going on under the ground?
Yeah, I mean, all these things are possible, and we know they are messing around with things, the people that shouldn't be in power. So it could be that. It's like with the crop circles,
polka dot formation.
And is it a bit of both? Even is there something with something more?
Mark thinks it's a bit more esoteric. I think it's got something to do with. I think they're doing it.
Oh, Green Tea's asking, are the circles plants? Don't know. I mean, it's one of these sites. It's one of these things where it says scientists are baffled.
No, they're always baffled. Vegetation patterns.
Oh, well, Green Tea's right then, I suppose, in a way.
And the first atlas of their global distribution. So, yeah, vegetation patterns. Let's see if there's any more pictures of them.
So I suppose, again, that links to crop circles. It's to do with something plant-like.
So they're called fairy circles. And we get those over here. Maybe you guys do as well. Like mushrooms in a circle or like clover. Or it's for some reason, and they call them fairy circles. But I've never seen polka dots like this before. I'm just wondering if it's got something to do. Like Dubai got like flooded, and China's now flooded as well. Somewhere in China's flooded, and we've had the apocalypse horses, haven't we? And so and there's all these stories about this. The original C word. Everybody's getting the original C word now. So it's pestilence and plague and natural disasters. It's what is said to happen in the apocalypse. So I'm wondering if this has got something to do with it.
Well, yeah, and the Dubai one obviously was man-made. I mean, that's even
they've admitted that.
That's even in the mainstream. So
I know mainstream. What is cloud seeding? As if it's the first time anybody's ever spoken about it.
Green Tea is asking what did happen with the horses. So
well, I've got a little video on that. Let's have I'll show you. Just the pictures. So London.
DJ, pestilence, plague, and poop in the streets. Yeah, that's the three horsemen: pestilence, plague, and poop.
I mean, I think that looks like the blood was painted on because he's got it on his chest and he's also got it on his three legs. It doesn't look normal to me, that.
No.
Well, of course it doesn't look normal, but what I mean is it looks like...
It doesn't look like blood or not that's occurred.
To me, it looks like paint, but who knows? But it looks like, look, if that was a cut from, say, up here that was dripping down here, why is this bit missing? But look how much of it there is. And how would it be on the back there and there? I don't know. There's something. It just looks a little bit contrived to me. Well, we weren't expecting to talk about this, were we?
Well, no, but it's good, isn't it? It's interesting.
We've had a very strange week on the planet, haven't we?
Yeah, Green Tea say. Well, just going back to those fairy circle things or whatever they're called. First of all, bacterial growth that comes from some contaminant from the sky.
Well, that looks like something under a petri dish.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, blimey.
And then
Who
there was something.
knows?
There was something about spiders on Mars. It again.
Oh, not again.
No, but they say it's it's something. They say whatever the scientific reason is. It's not like, oh, we don't know what this is, but we know that there's.
What, is this a recent thing?
Yeah, but apparently it's been seen before.
Oh!
Oh Christ, no, that's not it.
I hope that's not it.
That's not it. No, it's something to do with again, it's something
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh,
hi Brian. Good to see him.
Spiders seen crawling across Mars surface. Well, how did David Bowie know? That's what I'd like to know. Not joking, actually.
Yeah, no, I know. But I think there is something about it. It says what it is.
What's going on? Actually, the result of when the sun's heat hits layers of carbon dioxide deposits that formed during the winter months, according to the European Space Agency. Very interesting.
Did you see? Sorry, just scroll down a little bit, and it says the markings are seen on the outskirts of Mars' Inca City near the planet's south pole. So that's obviously what they've called some, something on the surface of Mars. They called it the Inca City, but that's just not not some little amount of symbolism there or reference to stuff. Maybe.
Well, there's Sidonia on Mars, which is Avebury. It's basically the same layout as Avebury. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, and isn't there one that's supposed to be like the Pyramid of Giza?
Yeah. Right. Anyway, how did we get onto this?
Well, this is all interesting stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to stop sharing.
Yes, Woody Black. They do post so much crap in the news. That's basically what it's for, I think.
It's a load of crap in it. Right. That was interesting. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I don't know why we did that. Look at me fancy face.
Your face is fancy, yeah.
Look at it. I was trying to write, because he's got a 40 quid haircut, first time ever. So I put makeup on because I had time. And I feel like we should be charging for this beautiful thing that we're doing now.
Well, yeah, the subscriptions.
It's better, isn't it?
It's not going to happen, is it?
It's not going to happen. Right, okay, let's get on with the quiz.
Right, let's do this thing.
Let's get on with the quiz.
Let's do it. Oh, this is coming early.
Oh. I think it's running out of batteries. It's not the bloody only one.
Woody Black, £40, that's outrageous.
I know! I pushed him in the barbers. It was a fancy...
No, that's not what we're charging you, Woody Black. It's all right.
Shut up. So seriously, I usually do Mark's hair and beard, and he kept going on at me, and I couldn't be bloody bothered. And so we were walking past his barber's, and it looked really nice. It was all leather seats, and it looked old-fashioned, so I pushed him in there 40 quid later.
Thanks, Green Tea.
Awkward. But it did look good, though.
Green Tea says we look very nice.
We do, don't we, today?
Yeah.
We do. We've made an extra effort. Thanks for noticing. They didn't notice. I've been telling them.
Megalithomania!
Oh,
Is that you?
Is that you?
He missed a bit on the bottom of his face.
Is that you?
Is that you? You. Good to see you, mate.
It's Hugh. Well, Mark met Hugh in Stanton Drew.
Well, as we'll be hearing about a bit later.
Absolutely amazing. Oh, it's so nice to see you in there. Amazing. Say hello to Hugh, everybody. Mark's going off on holiday with him in a couple of weeks and leaving me behind.
Well, yeah, it's not a romantic tryst or anything like that. It's.
I expect he'll be glad to hear it.
Woody Black goes to the plane. Barbara's Ben and Jones. Well, that's.
Do you?
That's quite a notable connection there.
Oh, well, that's terrifying.
Yeah, Hugh knows old Ben. Yeah.
So, Hugh,
Megalithomania
we've got a talk, and we do a quiz first, but then we do a talk. And Mark's doing it about when he met you in Stanton Drew. Well, you probably know that because you can probably read. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
you can probably read.
Yeah.
But we got Hugh's amazing. He's got, God Almighty, the pictures that Hugh took on his camera are so amazing.
Yeah, well, I've had various phone disasters, which I still have got. I'm getting a new phone for my birthday, which is coming up on Friday. So I'll have one for the Megalithomania tour of Turkey, which I'm very much looking forward to, Hugh. But yeah, Hugh was kind enough to actually take loads of photographs for me on his wonderful phone and send them to us. So that's
it's like NASA technology, that phone. The pictures that you're going to see after the quiz when Mark does his talk, 'cause I've done all posh. I've done a PowerPoint presentation. I've gone all posh with it, haven't I?
Yep. Oh yeah.
I've outdone myself. I've got eyeliner on, and we've got a PowerPoint. I've outdone myself, Mark. I've bloody outdone. We're going to start bloody charging for this. Put it behind a bloody paywall or something.
No, Hugh. Never actually got round to the drone pics, my friend.
Oh no, send them over.
Because
I never seen them, did I?
No. Yeah. Because Hugh is qualified drone photographer,
amazing,
or whatever the term is.
Pictures of the crop circles that we saw at Glastonbury, didn't we?
Yeah,
symposium.
He's got a website dedicated to that as well. So
I was going to email you, man. Brilliant.
Thank you, Hugh. So yeah, and does great. We were funny enough. We were talking about those fairy circles. So comparing it to crop circles, Hugh also, apart from all these interesting megaliths, does great drone footage of crop circles. Has been doing for years.
Lovely. Symposium. Right, shall we get the quiz out the way and then we can get on to Mark's brilliant talk? I almost want to do your talk first, seeing as Hugh's here. Would that mess it up a bit?
Well,
what do you think, everybody? Should we spin it around? Should we get Mark's talk done, seeing as Hugh's here? That's exciting. Should we do your talk first?
Well, yeah, I'm happy to.
It's crazy in here tonight. All these decisions we're making.
It's crazy.
Let's do it, Mark.
Right.
All right. I'm going to share the screen. Get the nice pictures up. Right. Now, we got to go into infinity because I'm not quite sure. I did have a go on, what's it called? StreamYard today. Oh, bloody hell. I'm not going to do that again. You got a giant picture of a duck in the middle of it for some reason. Right. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to get this up. Slideshow from beginning. Look at that. I hope that's come out all right. Let me check my phone. Bloody professional, isn't it? It's almost like we know what we're doing. We ain't got a clue. I hope that's come out. Has that come out, everybody?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. All right, Mark, let's do your talk first, and then we'll do the quiz afterwards, messing it up.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, had a fantastic day with you. So it's back. I couldn't quite remember. It was back in October of last year, and I've been planning to talk about it for ages, but finally got round to it. So a treat from my lovely Liz for me to have this personal tour with you, which was a great experience to go and see Stanton Drew Stone Circle, and we also went to the Stoney Litttleton Long Barrow. So talking about that later as well. So if we next, yeah. So well, yeah. Basically, so yeah, just many of you probably already aware of Hugh's conferences and tours and all the incredible research videos he does. I definitely would urge you to check out the Megalithomania website. It's just next weekend, the conference, Megalithomania conference. Unfortunately, not going to that. Sort of saving things up for the tour. But I've been to many conferences before, and they're always great experiences in Glastonbury. I don't know if there's still places on there, Hugh, but definitely recommend people to go to it. It worked out a really perfect day, but we'll go into that in a moment. But so the Stone Circle at Stanton Drew, it's quite amazing, really. I can't quite believe that I never actually had been there before. It's really close to us, just a few miles down the road from Bath, south of Bristol, and it is quite staggering. It's the second largest stone circle in the country after Avebury, and it's really so little known, even by people that are on its doorstep, basically, and incredibly little visited. I mean, obviously Stonehenge gets ridiculous amounts of visitors, and unfortunately there's been lots of issues around that. Avebury gets more, although still nothing compared to Stonehenge. But then Stanton Drew, just it's in a farmer's field. Basically, you can just put a donation into a box, and go around this although it is looked after by Historic England. So as I say, the photographs are kindly from Hugh. he said I could get a job as a catalogue model, which not quite sure if that's true.
No, I don't think it's true.
But yeah, so what
are you doing?
Sorry,
He's not very good at this technology business.
I think we went a little bit out of whack. If you just go, okay, we'll just stay there. So basically, there's 3 stone circles within a complex. I'll show a diagram in a moment. But there's 3 stone circles within Stanton Drew, and also what's called the Cove, a further 3 stones, which is a little distance away from the other circles, which is in the actual garden of this Druids Arms pub now. So it's village Stanton Drew. It's in the English county of Somerset. As I say, it's just down the road from us, really. So there's the largest stone circle is called the Great Circle, 113 meters, 371 feet in diameter, and the second largest stone circle in Britain, as I said, after Avebury. And it's considered to be one of the largest Neolithic monuments to have been built. Date of construction not known, thought to be between 3,000 and 2,000 years BC, late Neolithic to early Bronze Age. So the Great Circle was surrounded by a ditch, a henge, and then it's accompanied by these smaller stone circles to the northeast and the southwest. Now, just that.
That's a good one.
Oh, yes, very good one. The one that we just watching there, see there with me trying to push up a stone, a classic image there. That's apparently a stone. Hugh was saying that Maria Wheatley and some others have said that they feel a magnetic push from the stone.
We'll have to take on new dowsing rods at Pete.
Yeah. Our friend Pete, which I mentioned later, has done dowsing there. And says there's lots of energies there, lots of. So I didn't actually feel any push there, but it's certainly got. I think it's quartz, that rock. So as many of these standing stones have, of course. So to channel the energies, and they're sort of like almost like batteries, I suppose they could be considered. And then also, as I go into further away outside of the complex, there's this other single stone which is known as Hawkfield's White. But I'll go into that again in a bit more in a moment. But as you see from the images, you can go on to the next one as well.
Such beautiful pictures, aren't they?
Yeah, great pictures, Hugh. So a lot of the stones are lying down, and there's lots of stones that are missing and damaged over time by whether it's weather or people doing one thing or another. So it looks very different now to how it would have done. It's still an incredible, spectacular sight. I mean, you can see next to my feeble self the size of the stones and how awesome they are, whether they're standing or lying down. Then it's just still an incredible sight. They've been studied going back. John Albury, the sort of antiquarian, in 1664, and then in the 18th century, William Stukeley, a famous archaeologist, did surveys, and right up to the 20th and 21st centuries, there's been some more significant or scientific surveys as well. If we go on to the next. So this is, I think, a lot of from the more recent surveys that they've done geological surveys, and they found traces of stone where stones are no longer there, or they've fallen down. They've found sort of signs of where they used to be, and also all these posts where wooden posts probably would have been put in. So they've come up with this representation here of what they think the site would have looked. So that's the Great Circle there, and then with the smaller circle beyond it. So what they're thinking is they may have come up at different times, possibly, but potentially at the same time of having the like a wood henge. There's obviously Woodhenge near Stonehenge, but there may be a combination of all these posts and the stones. There's also speculation that they could have even been covered, so it could have even been even more like what you might call a temple complex, if you like
a labyrinth.
Oh, funny you should say that. Yeah, I mean that's and it quite possibly was used in rituals and ceremonies. And if you look in the image there, it's speculating, or what they think, there's like a little corridor that goes off from the great circle to that smaller circle, and again there's stone there's wooden towers with the smaller circle of stones. So again, there could be some sort of ritual, maybe within the great circle, in whether it's an initiate or something like that, or type thing, whatever it may be, going through that corridor and going to the smaller circle. And also I think maybe you can just see along the tree line sort of thing. Yeah, I think because there's a stream running past close by, so it's the River Chew, I believe. So now it's not much more than the trickle, really. There's very little water there, but when the stone circle was in full glory, it was a full-blown river. I think that's what people would think. So again, people
always near water, aren't they?
Exactly, that's very significant. So people are speculating, again, maybe from going to the smaller circle, there may have then been further ceremony that went on to the water.
For all we know, there might have even been water sort of around this bit, you know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think, well, obviously Glastonbury used to be
underwater. They might have filled it up like a moat.
Yeah. No, that makes great sense. Yeah. So if you go on to the next picture, yeah. So as I say, there's been various studies over the centuries of Stanton Drew and surveys of it. And John Wood the Elder was also did a survey of it. That was in the 1700s, and he also did Stonehenge at the time. Now, from it's believed that from these studies he did of the ancient stone circles, went into his designs. He was the architect for many things around Bath, just down the road from us, but including the circus and the Royal Crescent.
Which we've done a whole video on this.
We have done a whole video on it,
because that's like the Freemasonic key, that shape on the left.
Yeah, it's the Freemasonic key, and you've also again was going to go on to with the stone circles. But you've also got where the circus is representing the sun, and the Royal Crescent is the moon. So you've got again the linking of the sun and moon and those. And as this said, we've done a video going around there. It was a very good video. But yeah, lots of Freemasonry connections all around the circus in the designs around there.
It's well worth a trip, guys. Come to Bath and look at that, and then we'll meet you up for a nice little, a posh little, a cup of tea.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I say, this geophysical surveying of the site in 1997 added new information, and found evidence of this henge, measured around 135 meters in diameter, with an entrance to the northeast, and then within the circle, a series of 9 concentric rings of buried pits were discovered, increasing in diameter from 23 meters to 95 meters. And it's possible these pits could have held rings of wooden posts.
Do you want another picture?
what's the next one? Well, yeah, we'll hang on there for a little bit. So they're saying presumably the henge and timber circles would have predated the stone circle, the great circle being constructed as a permanent setting after the wooden posts rotted away and the henge ditch had dotted Banks Road. But potentially, as in that drawing, they could have all been present at the same time as well. And yeah, that John Wood the Elder, when he did his survey of the stone circles in 1740, he suggested the layout was based on the Pythagorean planetary system, which, I mean, I know we've been talking about over recent weeks when I've been doing all these talks around alchemy, all these connections from the ancient world. So there's lots of that going on here. I'm not saying John Wood the Elder was correct about that, but just as an aside, this Pythagorean philosopher Phalaeus, this astronomical system posited that the Earth, Sun, Moon, and planets revolve around an unseen central fire. So this was in the 5th century BC. So it has been called the first coherent system in which celestial bodies move in circles, anticipating Copernicus in moving the Earth from the center of the cosmos, making it a planet. So just as an aside, all these cosmic and planetary connections that are connected with the stone sites and with all these ancient sites. What we've got in the picture now, with me again modeling, is the cove. So that's slightly away from the other circles, between the church and this Druid's Inn, and it's actually basically in the garden of by the car park.
Pub garden, isn't it?
Yeah, basically in the pub garden.
I don't expect you and Hugh went to the pub though. We
did go to the pub. We'd have a nice fish pie. Remember, Hugh? Yeah, it was very nice, very tasty. It was a special at the time. And so there's 2 standing stones. One.
That just looks like it's going to fall over, doesn't it?
As described here as a prehistoric gold flag, and a 3rd slab lying down.
How is that staying up? Is it going really deep underground or something?
Well, yeah, I guess it must do, really. I mean, it's stayed up with a few thousand years, but it's shown to be around 1,000 years older than the stone circles.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly how much older. So date from 4,000 to 3,000 BC. So they're mineralogically different from those in the nearby stone circles. I mean, it's interesting. There's different composition of the stone with the different stones in different parts of the different circles, and some of it, I think he was talking about polymer, this like construction, like a sort of a concrete mix.
Really?
In some of them, which shouldn't have been discovered until much later, and who's talking about his theories that they possibly had this science then to be able to.
Woody wants to know if you found anything from that.
I won't lie and pretend that I did, Woody. I don't think of myself as the most sensitive for people to sort of energy. I know a lot of people are, although when we maybe becoming a bit more, but when I was with Liz and the others, from Pete and Tony and Cosmic, in Chalice Well, we were doing dowsing. Yeah, I did feel something there. We were around the meeting of the Michael and Mary lines. Yeah, and that was
by the 2 yew trees.
Yeah,
Chalice.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
So I did feel something there. But not directly from the stones in terms of actually feeling an energy.
But we are going to take our dowsing rods there, aren't we?
We will do.
Our new dowsing rods.
We definitely will. Good old Pete. Thank Pete. So the cove, the name cove, that derived from the Old English koffer and alcove, and from the ancient German for hollow place. I don't know. I could go off on a tangent about this idea of hollow space, but that just sort of intrigues me. But we'll move on. But
Go on a mini tangent.
Well, no, just
a mangent.
I don't know. I just got with my research when I did the Lost Child, just idea of symbolizing something that like sort of nothingness within everything, that everything comes from.
We're going to CERN again, aren't we?
Well,
well, no, because something I keep going on about it, but something came out of the vacuum.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Creation ex nihilo. I can't pronounce.
That's why I married him.
So as we walked to the pub to have our lunch, it had just been starting to rain. I think that might have been as we came back, we took the photographs, but it was just starting to drizzle. So we well timed it for going in for lunch to get something to eat. But as you'll see from the photographs, in general, I think it was like a classic British day. It was like a perfect day.
It's good for kind of an October if it was.
Oh no, it was amazing. It was beautiful sunshine for most of it. Just a very little drizzle. But yeah, we were in the pub for a bit of that. Now Gordon Strong, who wrote the book that Hugh had with him, and which I've got since, Stanton Drew.
Well, Hugh gave you that as a present.
Oh no, Hugh gave me. Just going to come on to that. But as we Hugh kindly gave me his Göbekli Tepe and Karana Tepe, world's first megaliths.
I'd always got you that other one, hadn't I?
You had. So from Wooden Books, and it was literally about to come out the next day, and Hugh kindly gave me a copy of that. And I was looking through that while we're in the pub. And if we do, I don't know if it's the next image, because I was saying that where I was modelling.
That's Göbekli Tepe.
That's this. So this one is Göbekli Tepe. No, actually, no, I lie. It's Karana Tepe.
Oh,
sorry, Hugh, I'm making a mess of it. But no, and I was, and there was drawings of there, and there was again that sort of bendy stone.
Okay.
Yes, so the bendy stone you see there. So that's what, and I was saying, hang on, that looks a bit like the stone we've seen in the cove, but may well be just, it probably is just a coincidence.
They do look moulded, don't they? They look like moulded concrete.
Well, this is what Hugh was saying. I think a lot of them, potentially that's what they did. Obviously, Karana Tepe, Göbekli Tepe, thousands of years older again than the Cove and Stanton Drew and all the sites here. But so yeah, so I mean that's, as you said, that the face there, the head. I mean, Hugh and his partner JJ came up with a groundbreaking discovery, because they were there for the winter solstice. And they found that the winter solstice, when the sun rises, it comes through like a sort of portal stone, and the sun hits a ray of beam right on that head. I
think we've seen a video about this, didn't we?
Yeah. So there are videos that lots of videos that Hugh has done around all these sites. So and
stick all the links in after we've done all this.
Yeah. So yeah, and that was a groundbreaking discovery. All these archaeologists that have been studying it for years have come up with this, but Hugh did. So that him and JJ and Andrew Collins, who got the pleasure of going with on the tour, have come up with so many groundbreaking insights. Yeah, can't wait. So that bent head, I mean, I thought it looks a bit like a serpent, or
it does. Yeah.
So there's so much, as Andrew Collins sort of talk about a bit later in passing, but he was talking about it, the importance of serpents, and there's various serpent engravings or markings around these sites, so that definitely seems to be of prime importance. But yeah, as Hugh proved with this winter solstice alignment, again, there's connections, as with all these megalithic sites. They're intrinsically connected to the heavens, to the movements of the bodies, the sun and the moon, and the passing of the year and cycles, not just the cycles that happen every year at the same time, but also greater cycles that occur over thousands of years. I have to be honest with people though, because I was like, or feeling all like I'd made some sort of groundbreaking discovery with this with this sort of the hockey stone has been said, but if you go on to the next picture, it had been mentioned that William Stukely, so he was in 1700, 1724 Itinerarium Curiosum.
Who is it?
So he did these drawings, and so this is obviously hundreds of years ago. So if you see, this is his drawing of the cove, and as you can see there, not in the same shape. So it looks like over the hundreds of years between now, to make it to that bent shape. Like I say, so many of the stones have either been damaged by weather and time, or also a lot of them have been damaged by people cutting bits off. So that shape might have not been the original shape. Judging by that drawing, it wasn't. So I guess I may have made a little extra connection there, but what the hell? I think there definitely are connections between all these ancient sites, as we talked about before. So I certainly think that there's a legacy that comes from these ancient sites in South Turkey, which has gone around the world. So the cove where this is the old draw of it. So it says here, on one of the sites we're looking at, purpose unknown, but there was a survey in 2009, and it's thought that they might this cove could actually be on top of a Long Barrow. So and these Long Barrows, as Hugh told me, were like much older than the stone circles. So as I say, that they predate the stone circles, the bigger stone circles, by as much as 1,000 years.
Interesting how the church built itself next to that, isn't it?
Well, yeah, again,
as
that's
they usually do.
Yeah, and the pub. But yeah, the churches are usually on.
They usually
connections.
Follow. Well, they usually find out like old wells, don't they? Old sacred pagan wells, don't they?
Yeah, springs.
There's always something to do with water.
Yeah, connects it with the ley lines and things like that as well. So obviously, ley lines are the sort of this earth grid, which I maybe mention a bit about later. But again, with all these sites, if you go on to the next slide, there's, with people far cleverer than me, have done all these calculations with alignments and how they all again connect up with different bodies in the solar system and beyond, and connect up. So there's an alignment from this cove. So if the cove is down in the bottom left corner, so that's the one by the pub, the three stones that's older. There's alignment from that through the centres, the great circle, the biggest circle, and then the northeast circle beyond that, which as I say, looks like there was like a corridor that goes from the great circle to the northeast circle, and then beyond that northeast circle, the top right of that square basically would be the river. So people could have gone onto there as part of the ceremony. And then there's a second alignment, was it exists through the centres, because there's another circle, a smaller circle, the southwest circle. That mostly went there as well. I haven't got any photos to show of that. They're basically all fallen now, the stones there, and quite overgrown. So yeah, not as spectacular to see, because there's unfortunately nothing much shown up. But again, there was another circle. So again, there's a junction there, and again that alignment from the southwest circle goes through the middle of the grand circle, and then it goes on to this Hawtfield's Quoit, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, which is further away on the other side of the river. Now we didn't get to go to that because it's on private land. Hugh was saying he was wondering about maybe getting to try and find the farmer. I think he said he tried before to try and go there and get access to it, but couldn't.
Get his drone over there.
Well, there isn't much to see actually. Well, if we can go forward, can go back a bit, but is what's left.
It's like a melted man.
So as I say, I will talk a bit more about that in a moment, but yeah, that's basically all that's left. It was a hell of a lot bigger, so unfortunately there's not much to see now. It's been broken up. Apparently a lot of people think bits were cut off over many years to mend roads and things like that.
Yeah, well, somebody in the chat was saying that. I think it might have been Woody, or no, DJ. Some cheeky sods probably nicked some of the stones for building things. Well, yeah,
100%.
like they did in Glastonbury. A lot of houses in Glastonbury have got Glastonbury Abbey stone. Yeah.
So just to go back to the alignments.
Is that the maths one?
One more for now. Yeah. So looking at one of Maria Wheatley's talks, she said Oliver Percival said the Great Circle could represent Earth and the Northeast Circle the Moon. So that's the smaller one to the top right. So
which one? So the Northeast Circle's a what?
The Moon.
Yeah.
And then the Great Circle Earth. And then there's alignments that relate to the transit of Venus as it goes across the sky.
What's the Southwest Circle?
Not sure. Someone else asserted that the octagonal Northeast Circle is really a Venus circle with its 8 stones marking the 8 years and 99 full moons of the Venus pentagram cycle.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, I had this in the Maria Wheatley's talk at one of Hugh's Megalithomania conferences. Unfortunately, it was one that I wasn't at the time, but they're on YouTube, a lot of the talks. And
he was saying there's a live stream. There are places, but they also do a live stream.
Yeah. So, yes, they do. Yeah. Yeah, great speakers. And Maria Wheatley, I think, is again speaking this year, next weekend. So Maria was mentioning that people often feel heat from some of the stones at Stanton Drew as well as Avebury. And she was discussing Alexander Thom, who said there was again a northeast southwest alignment from the Cove to the centres of the Great Circle and Northeast Circle. This aligns both solstices with midwinter sunrise over Pueblo Hill. I probably mispronounced that, but that's off to the top right of the square there, to the northeast, and midwinter sunset, also the southern minor lunar standstill sunset to the southwest. And Alexander Thompson said there was another alignment between the southwest, so that is that lesser southwest and northeast circles with the southern major lunar standstill moonset. And the Cove had the southernmost moonrise. So Maria was, talking about the importance alongside the sun for the ancients of dark moon, the last waning moon crescent. Just before dawn on winter sunrise, the last crescent of the dark moon comes up. And Maria Wheatley was saying the ancients said this dark moon represents death. And she was saying the stone circle of Stanton Drew is about the balance of sun and moon. She mentioned the rivers passing the stone circle. And as Hugh was also pointing out when I was with him about pointed out the river, and the stones seemed to point to it, the River Chew. And as I was saying before, we were talking about, he was saying that quite seems likely that they maybe continued on to the river at the end of a ritual. So yeah, that river probably flooded in the past. I mean, you were saying that the probably water beyond and around the circle, so that seems quite likely if it was flooding. And there's one of these little myths come up around the stones about the stones going to have a drink at the river, which is quite a quaint little one.
That's terrifying.
So I mean, you mentioned water, and Maria is a dowser, and stressed again how the water comes from the land, from aquifers, particularly in the area where we are, and under these.
That's why we get so many bloody all of it. That's why we got all of it, because of all the aquifers.
Yeah. And it's not from the sky. Born from Gaia, in her words. And she was talking about a very maternal energy at Stanton Drew, a feminine energy, a harmonic spiral. Yeah, a healing energy.
Well, that thing looked like a spiral. The wood henge in the middle of it looked like a spiral or labyrinth.
Yeah. Well, we talked a bit about labyrinths in my previous talk, and about how the importance of those, and whether, talking about the labyrinth in Greece with the legend of the Minotaur, and there's a labyrinth in these cathedrals, talking about the Gothic cathedrals.
But weren't they saying just walking around them charges them or something?
Yeah, I think there's something in that, and also that again they were connected with alignments of something to do with the heavens. So I think most of this is connecting the earth to the sky. Maria talked about water having memory. And talked about our Blood of the Ancestors video. Blood of the Ancestors Rising, I think is what we called it. And she mentioned some of the stones looking pregnant. Maybe so much in the shots that we've got, but
should we get a more interesting picture? This one's boring me to death. Boring me to death.
Well,
we've got loads of amazing pictures here.
All right. Well, let's just have another one. Just go into a stone for a minute. So, no, the other way. Go the other way.
Oh, the other bloody way.
Spoilers alert! Spoiler alert!
Nobody knows. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching.
So we go back a little bit more, just for. There we go. It's quite a nice one. So she saw Stanton Drew as predominantly female, where Avery's both, she said, and obviously there's a Michael and Mary line as we. Was it 6 go mad? Were we 6 go mad in Avebury when we went dancing?
Yeah, 6 nutters go to Avebury.
That's right. So again, a crossing of the Michael and Mary line, which Pete and Tony, our friends, showed us, and it was going absolutely mad with the dowsing rods, wasn't it? So the moon affects water, and therefore us. So for her, Maria was particularly seeing the connections with the moon in terms of Stanton Drew. So I mean, as with other stone circles, megalithic sites, the alignments are crucial. Now, so if we go forward a bit to the like you said, the mathematical bit. So, as I say, this Haltfield's Quoit, which is in the distance, which we couldn't see because it's further away and it's on private land. So, and unfortunately, it's not much left of it now anyway. But again, that's sort of it's going to be up on the level there when on this diagram. So, I got this from a site. Just remind myself. It was Stonehengeology, but the person there was describing how they.
Oh,
what?
Hugh's just sent us some drone stuff.
Oh, brilliant! We'll try and
we'll definitely. Yeah, we'll have a little go at that.
Yeah, we'll have a go at getting.
We're not very technical, but we'll try it.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Hugh.
Thanks, Hugh.
That's so good.
He's got a lot better equipment than us, mate.
Oh, God, yeah.
We don't do it justice. We do not do it justice.
There was a poor little chappy doing his drone when we got to the Long Barrow, and
Hugh got his NASA technology.
Hugh was talking to him, and then they sort of shared websites, and this guy was like, "Hugh's got like about 1 million hits or something, probably more than that."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I've been doing this a while." So as you see, so that basically where so on this, you've got where the Great Circle is, I think, is sort of down in the bottom of that valley when you got sort of the letter D and
So that's where the grand circle
Yeah.
is.
So the cove where those three oldest stones by the pub are at like A. So and then J at the top on the right is where this Pablo Hill is. So it's above this hill that the solstice sun arises. So on stonehengeology.com it says it notes the sunrise point changes on the summer solstice. If you walk from the cove on a higher level down to southwest circle and then the great circle, so that's sort of going down to, as I say, sort of CD of those letters on that. So as on that website describes it, when he did this walk on 9th of June 2016, summer solstice, you see this, so you start of the cove and then you see the moment rise over the hill, and then you can go, if you go down into that where the other circles are, because of that middle hill, sort of G is, when you walk down into the great circle, as it's a little point in the cove, there's a small hill above it between the circle and the horizon. So the point where you see the sun has changed. So basically you can experience the sun again, if you know what I mean. So you can see it come up for the first moment above the hill from the cove, then you go down into the circle and then you'd see it rising above the smaller hill.
Cosmic's here.
Hey, Cosmic.
He says it's a bit late. I think he thinks late because you're doing your talk.
Yeah, no, sorry. We switched it around because the great Hugh Newman is in the house. The great new Hugh, great Hugh. So we thought we'd switch it around. So do my talk first, but it will be. We'll make sure that this one gets saved so you can listen back. All right. Okay.
Bore me to death.
So Stonehengeology website notes Stanton Drew's 3 circles of stone and a cove were carefully placed to bring sun, moon, stars, water, and spring water together in one place. While we were walking around towards, and this is me, while we were walking around towards the bottom of the field in the direction of the river, Hugh noticed this stone. So if we can get that, I don't know where he is. The one.
It was at the beginning.
Yeah,
I stuck it where you wanted me to stick it.
Oh, we must have gotten out of alignment.
We didn't get out of alignment. I stuck it where you told me to stick it.
No, I must confess, this wasn't a photo that Hugh took.
You can tell that.
So I'm not sure.
Hubble telescope.
I'm not sure if this was the exact stone, but basically we saw a stone, and it was, I think it was more towards that northeast circle, or maybe the bottom of the great circle, but where you can see there's like a hole in it, and Hugh was wondering if the hole went all the way. It's difficult to tell because grass, there might have just been a dip and erosion.
Yeah,
as I say, I don't know if it's the exact one, but it's a similar sort of thing. So weren't sure. But it looked like there was, because on the one that Hugh saw, it's like towards the top of the stone, and he was, because as I say, it was the south of the Great Circle, the Northeast Circle, and he said it would have been possibly in line with the sunrise on solstice. So he was wondering, because I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but similar in Göbekli Tepe, there was a megalith where there's like sort of a hole in the top of the stone, which is like, so at the right moment with the solstice, the light will come through it. I'm not sure if that wouldn't be the one to the head, that was different site. But anyway, he was wondering potentially if that would have been the same on that stone, but it's difficult to tell. It'd been
knocked over.
So many of these stones, unfortunately, were incumbent, as they say, and it's been in the ground for so long.
They say incumbent. I say knocked over.
I read that on the website.
Well done, babe.
They're lying down. Yeah.
Well done, babe.
But again, I do think there's so many similarities, as Hugh's noted throughout the research, and other people that he's been connected with researching and having conferences, similarities between megaliths and stoneworks, carvings, artworks, through cultures that were supposedly unconnected and thousands of miles apart across all these generations. I do think there's a lot makes sense in Graham Hancock's theories, and Graham Hancock's another person that Hugh's had a lot of contact with and been out to.
Not as much contact as our next ad. Oh, I mean Cosmic. I'm always doxing people. Shit.
We'll leave Cosmic to say his connection or not. If he doesn't want to, then that's fine. But yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to me that there was an ancient culture like Atlantis, or what's been called Atlantis, that was existing pre-Ice Age, mostly wiped out by a cataclysm. We had talk about that before. Again, going back to, I was talking about the circle at Henday and all these ideas that I've been talking about around the alchemic ideas, that it was transmitting knowledge about a great cataclysm in the past. And
it's such a shame that our bloody second video.
Oh, we will get it up, and it'll be better, but we just need a bit of time to
intercession. Nick's given me permission. I mean Cosmic.
Well,
he's Graham Hancock's gardener. We don't have no some people, mind.
We're all connected.
We're all connected. Rubbing shoulders with the stars.
Yeah. And we can give a shout out to Cosmic's website again as well.
Yeah, go and see Cosmic Twilight's website, and he's a bloody good gardener too.
Yeah. So yeah, and that these people from this ancient, this advanced society, the remnants after this cataclysm, then maybe spread their knowledge to other cultures of the world that were just at sort of hunter-gatherer stage at that time, and that's where you suddenly got this explosion. And then you look at something like Göbekli Tepe. Of course, that sort of rewrote the history books, because it's thousands of years earlier than any sort of civilization was before that considered to exist by conventional archaeology and history. I mean, it's fascinating to wonder how, and other possibilities of how there could have been this leap of knowledge. Hugh was telling me that he believes, I think as well, Graham Hancock has talked to similar about hallucinogenics, mushrooms and different sort of natural hallucinogenics, which were around then as now, and that they played a big part in the development of human consciousness. And that there was sort of ways of seeing and connect to things that these hallucinogenics awakened in people.
They probably saw the ley lines,
Well, yeah, I suppose
things like that.
That kind of connection to
maybe even other stuff in the sky.
Yeah, energies and the universe, connection with everything. I suppose a deeper level.
Maybe they could even see where the aquifers, what they were doing. The frequencies come out from underneath, so that's why. Oh, look, it's doing it. Look, stick a stone there.
Yeah.
Get the frequencies.
Well, yeah, quite possibly. I mean, I was wondering, on a different level, because it's incredible science that went into building these sites. To align with the solstices and all these different alignments over centuries. Just the mind-boggling.
But that is science in a way, isn't it?
That's
just science. It's science that they've held back from us.
Yeah, no, I'm 100%. But I suppose I was thinking is, how would that come? That I guess that I wouldn't have thought that coming from hallucinogenics, because maybe a more sort of precise thing.
No. I think it probably did, Mark. I think it probably did. It's all connected.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think
the science probably came from what they saw. Yeah. If you're using hallucinogenic and you're starting to see all of these grid patterns and all of, I don't know, the frequencies, then you bring your science to that, don't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's when you get your real out.
So, there you go.
After the fact.
There you go. That's put me in my place. So,
it's almost like I feel like we're doing an actual science program. I feel like we're upping our game.
Well, yeah.
Just making it up as we go along.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, all joke aside, I mean, I it made me think of Joseph Chilton Pearce, who I might talk about another day. But I mean, he's not the only one. But talking about how we had an link to the universe. Everyone has it at birth, but it's damaged and ripped apart from us in our modern age by all sorts of things. You know, that in Joseph Chilton Pearce's words, shattering a child's worldview. He said abstraction is
shattering a child's worldview, but quite literally.
Yeah. So you know, the ancients, and perhaps with hallucinogenics, had that empathic connection with the universe, or it was certainly never lost, and that they then hallucinogenics rituals, they were able to increase it. Go on your wonders. So, and as I mentioned before, that magnetic stone, you know, the stones do have crystals such as quartz and also metals with magnetic properties, you know, so it seems to make sense that they were rocks were chosen, or we said maybe molded to contain these, to transmit energy, harness energy, magnify energy as part of these, well, like a sort of cosmic battery. What's going on there? Right, it's doing it live.
I'm looking for a book which I got, the Cosmic Serpent. I was looking for.
Oh, because we're going to be doing some of that. Yeah, but yeah. Well, yeah.
Do you want another picture?
Well, I'll hold there for a minute.
All right.
So just a few little bits more about the Stanton Drew. So there are much later legends around them. A famous one, which is mentioned on the Historic England poster by the
Going on me wonders.
By as you sort of go into the site, it's quite a famous one. That was a wedding. There was a wedding. It's just like a legend and a song, I think. That there was a wedding group, and they were naughty because they were celebrating on the Sabbath, on a Sunday, and they're having these fiddle players, and because they were doing all sort of naughty stuff on the Sabbath, they turned into stone, and then that's who the stone circles are.
Thanks, I'm here.
Right. Yeah. So
we're not even talking about this anymore, are we?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Hang fire on it. So you know, with that legend, the circles are supposed to be company dancing, and then the sort of the other small circle, apart from that, are all the fiddlers. So as Hugh was saying, you get these later sort of legends where basically it's been Christianized, where obviously this pagan Neolithic site, which is thousands of years ago, before Christianity, although as we've been talking before, a lot of these things, I think the myths do connect up, but yeah, it's obviously Christianized, and it's made it into like a little parable to warn people from misbehaving on the Sabbath. But apparently in 1869, a Bath theatre company, again just down the road, presented a play by George Nelson and W.Y. entitled The Fairy Ring. We were talking about that earlier.
Popping up all over the place.
A legend of...
For people that weren't here just a minute ago, there's news stories, and we show some pictures. All these fairy rings are popping up, and they're like polka dots all over the place.
Yeah. In I think Asia and Africa mainly. Saying Hugh, it sort of reminds me of the crop circle phenomenon in a way.
Should I get the picture up or not?
No, it's all right. We'll but yeah, anyway, so there was in Bath, there was actually a play, The Fairy Ring, A Legend of Stanton Drew, or The Wicked Wedding Party, who were turned to stone for dancing on a Sunday. And there's another legend, John Wood, as I mentioned before, said it's fatal try and count the number of stones that Stanton drew. In his description of Bath, written in 1749, he stated, "No one, say the country people about Stanton Drew, was ever able to reckon the number of these metamorphosed stones, or to take a draught of them, though several have attempted to do both, and proceeded till they were either struck dead upon the spot, or with such an illness as soon carried them off."
Can I read this now? Before we forget
what
we were talking about.
Go on then.
So we were talking about how they were probably taking mushrooms, and maybe that's how they, I don't know, worked out the science. So it reminded me of this book. You already know it, everybody. The Cosmic Serpent, by Jeremy Narby. I'll just read the back because it completely is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So this book, The Serpent. While living among Peruvian Indians, anthropologist Jeremy Narby became intrigued by their claim that their phenomenal knowledge of plants and biochemistry was communicated to them directly while under the influence of hallucinogens. Despite his initial skepticism, Narby found himself engaged in an increasingly obsessive personal quest. The evidence he collected on subjects as diverse as molecular biology, shamanism, neurology, and ancient mythology led inexorably to the conclusion that the Indians' claims were literally true. Consciousness prepared with drugs, specific biochemical knowledge could indeed be directly transmitted through DNA itself. Narby demonstrates that indigenous and ancient peoples, from the Aborigines to the Egyptians, have known for millennia about the double helix structure, something conventional science only discovered in 1953. So, from what I can remember, when lots of people were taking ayahuasca, they kept seeing these snake going like this, or these tree vines. Turns out it was a double helix of DNA.
Well,
it's kind of what we're talking about just a minute ago.
And I mean, that is fascinating because that's a different level, and I'm going to be talking a bit more in a bit about how dragons and serpents. Well, I mentioned before, but we'll get to it in a. Well, we can go to it now. Actually, we keep going. It's probably a bit further on. There we go. Oh, there we go.
Backwards or this?
Well, that one and the one back. So basically, again, it links back to the talk I did last week, which again go over later. But all that, looking at all these, I mean, I keep saying alchemy, but basically, if the book by, for those that don't know, it was Mysteries of the Great Cross of Henday, Alchemy and the End of Time by J. Widener and Vincent Bridges. But that was talking about how, and it was looking around concepts like the tree of life, the old ancient Hebrew tree of life, but also these constellations, which he was saying form like axes in the sky, and so much of the tree of life and these other concepts like the cube of space that were transmitted over centuries in these different myths and religions. Partly relating to Draco, which is that constellation there, which is Draco means the dragon. So that's like in the sort of far north, if you like, if you've got like a cube of space with sort of Earth in the middle, Draco's at the top, and then another axis likened to the dragon. If you go on to the next one, is that's, I don't know whether there's obviously a mod sculpt someone's done of the dragon there, but the Milky Way in the background. So again, that's been likened to the dragon. And I was really struck, if you're still there, but Andrew Collins talk, well, probably more than one, but when he's talking about Göbekli Tepe and Karana Tepe, and he was talking about the alignments with the Milky Way, and I think it was Karana Tepe, but saying how it was the alignment seemed to be pointing towards the center of the galaxy, and you got Sagittarius and Scorpio, which constellations around the center of the Milky Way, and this struck me because this, again, in this Jay Wyden and Vincent Bridges, and they're talking about again now about these. They're saying basically a similar thing, and they're talking about how things like the Gothic cathedrals and all this knowledge of alchemy, which is the wider alchemy, and not just changing lead to gold, but it's more about the cosmic transformation. And they were saying again there, it pointed to what they think it's this previous cataclysm that happened thousands of years ago on the Great Cycle happened from the center of the galaxy, and there was like a giant pulse, like supernova or something like that came from this area, the center of the Milky Way, and that caused a double cataclysm of all these sort of meteor showers and magnetic pole shifts, and basically, the cataclysm which is talked about by Graham Hancock, and it's sort of a double cataclysm because there was this supernova, and then it all put all this dust over our sun, which disrupted our sun and then caused further huge cataclysms. So it was like a double cataclysm, a double whammy, if you like, which is possibly this, again, ties up with this, what Graham Hancock was talking about. And Jay Widener also had discussions with Randall Carlson, who's obviously also linked with Graham Hancock in his research.
Hugh says both sites have unusual alignments with the Milky Way.
Yeah. So I was really struck when reading what was in Jay Widener's book and looking at that presentation with Andrew Collins, and I was thinking, because the Jay Widener book, it was written I think 25 years ago. So this was before the Karana Tepe, Göbekli Tepe was unearthed and the research been done on it. So this is like the same thing, but even further back, and it seems to again all tie in that it's these things are connected. But again, you've got the symbolism with both the Milky Way and the Draco constellation are being referred as dragons. And again, Andrew Collins was talking about, he thought that there was possibly, I think it was Karana Tepe, where you had that head and you had these different chambers, and he was saying he thinks it made in like enclosed, and people possibly, again, like a labyrinth had to, like they had to maybe snake their way through, and again that links with the serpent.
Well, maybe it's like, maybe when they're doing that motion and they're doing the in and out of the shapes, walking around the labyrinth, what is that? Maybe if you just keep doing it, it'd be, I don't like, I've got a whirling dervish in my head right now.
Again, that's mentioned again in the Jay Widener book. It's very much it's talked about this as a storm, and about again that
and then there's all like motion. The Asian martial arts where all the movements, and it's all about movement, isn't it? You know what I mean?
And Shiva, you got Shiva up there?
I have bloody got Shiva up there. Mari's in the house.
Hello, Mari. And so yeah, and I'm gonna jump ahead and then.
Do you want some more pictures? What do you want? Mari, we haven't done the quiz yet. We've got Hugh in, and we got excited, so we did it round the wrong way.
But I was another of Hugh's books, which Liz got me, which is of Earth Grids, and I haven't got it there. I'm sorry. Sorry, Hugh. Although I seem to remember, Hugh, that you weren't like 100% on the theories on that book, if you know what I mean. But it certainly seems to me that again there's connections. I think I read in the Jay Widener book, there's a ley line that links Avery and Stonehenge, that also, if you keep extending it on out, it would go to Tiahuanaco in Peru. And there's certainly these ley lines, can connect up across countries. And I know going the other way, there's ley lines that come from England and that go on through to, Egypt and the ancient world. So there seems to be a connection, absolutely, between these sites. I'm just going to read this because sorry, I'm jumping around a bit, people. I apologise. I was all very organised and it's gone, but it's fine.
It must be PowerPoint writer. Bloody hell.
But it's all good. So Gordon Strong, who did that Stanton Drew book. So just to read a bit from, I don't think this is quite from this exact book. There might be another one of his books, but so he's saying Stanton Drew is part of a sacred landscape pattern with centres at Stonehenge and Avebury. I mean, it's the closest circle to Glastonbury, but this is his words now. Dragon paths link the tops of mountains all over the world and are the basis of feng shui, literally wind and water, and that which cannot be seen and cannot be grasped. To create harmonious features in accord with their system of 5 elements: fire, wood, earth, water, metal. The Chinese often physically altered the landscape, as did the Egyptians for them. The dragon universally represents fertility, the seed in the earth being brought to life by the power from the sky, a union of yin and yang. The cycle of growth and decay must occur annually in order to sustain the land, so the power of heaven must be encouraged to return. Central to the legend of the Holy Grail is the figure of the Fisher King, impotent guardian of the wasteland, whose kingdom will only be revived if the quest for the holy vessel, the ultimate symbol of sustenance and plenty, is successful. I'm going to talk a bit more about.
Do you want it?
I'll have it.
Have it.
Have it.
Oh no, that's bloody Mark.
We're going. There we go. So you're going to talk a bit more. I know it seems to be going a bit off piece, but again,
going off bloody PowerPoint.
Again, it all links up. And what the talk? So it's a bit confusing, especially probably confusing for everybody, but especially for some Hugh that didn't hear the previous talks. But again, Jay Wyden and Vincent Bridges were making this alchemical ideas. And going on through the Grail legends that came up, and got linked to King Arthur. And the other picture there, I mean, we just had St. George's Day, so I thought that was quite relevant. And then it again connected to these sort of crusaders, and I'm going to go into a bit in that moment. But again, you've got the idea of slaying the dragon.
That's the quest for the Holy Grail. That picture on the left.
But this concept of the Holy Grail, something like a sacred stone, and how it can reinvigorate the earth. So, but all these, again, these are ancient rituals, the idea of resuscitating the land through sacrifice, all these ideas. So, Gordon Strong again, Neolithic man noted the lunar cycles and attempted to link the journey of sun and moon so as to determine the heavenly patterns of the universe. The time of the full moon nearest to the winter solstice was considered to be significant by him. The moon then being in Cancer, the sign she rules, the female powers would have been particularly potent. The locating of Stanton Drew so near to water would also enhance this feeling. When the full moon that falls nearest to the summer solstice occurs, a ceremony of initiation takes place. Vast fires blaze as the initiate is led blindfold across the river to the entrance of the northeast circle. There, the guardian of the stones issues a challenge before he may be permitted to pass any further. Each ring is screened from the next so that he must pass through a veil, and the dancers who line the way, he follows a spiral path, getting ever closer to his goal, the cove from where the wise men direct proceedings. That he never actually reaches this point is intrinsic to the initiation. None are permitted to gaze upon the mystery of mysteries, but it's enough that he reaches the places where the vortex of energy resides. There he experiences the that gives this sacred piece such potency, and the initiation is complete.
You can actually imagine, that Woodhenge labyrinth thing in the middle. I'm just wondering, actually, you saying that you can imagine people maybe being blindfolded and having to find their way out.
Maybe, and that maybe so. And I say Andrew Collins was talking about something, a similar sort of idea with Karana Tepe, in some sort of ritual there.
And they had to kill the Minotaur in the guy killed the Minotaur.
And
if it's okay.
And there's a labyrinth at Charch Cathedral, which again, there's I'm so Hugh can correct me because he's talking again at the Megalithomania next week. But oh no, I'm not sure if he is, but he's at Symposium. I forget the name of the chap, but he had done great studies of Charch Cathedral.
Oh yeah, that was bloody that.
Yeah,
talk.
But I think Fulcanelli, who wrote about the cathedrals, which kicked off J. Wyden's book, was saying that there was an image or something representing the Minotaur originally in the labyrinth at Charch. Wow. Whether that's true or not, but anyway, that was what he said. So again, connection with different ages and religions. Jeff Stray. Yes, that's it.
That was such a good talk.
Yes,
when we saw that.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fascinating.
That's right, and he's
about the labyrinth.
He's doing more.
Yeah, and energies and sound and frequencies, wasn't it, as well? I think he was talking about. I might have made that up, but
well, we'll report back after we
we'll do a report.
We'll see him
because we know how to do PowerPoints now. Well, I know how to do them. And Mark knows how to mess them up.
And yeah, gone rogue. Just mentioning quickly again while we're on the subject, just pulling off a website for what it's worth. It might about different kinds of Earth's grids, and this was talking about the crystalline grid, where this grid crosses are major portals, vortexes, dimensional doorways, connect the inner Earth and Earth to other dimensional worlds, stars and planets in the galaxy, solar system and beyond. Again, I'm not saying if this is true or not, but again, it connects with these ideas that we were talking about. Crystalline grid keeps harmony within the Earth plane, and the portals links the Earth.
Crystalline grid.
Yeah. So the ancients were aware of this, constructed pyramids, temples, standing stones, stone circles to align this energy with the stars and inner Earth and hold the beam, as it were.
Electromagnetic fields.
Yeah, crystals. Because of the energy that this crystal grid gave off as light, which is life was able to be created with more harmonious weather pattern as the Earth stabilized and harmonized with the sun and planets. I remember we went. Was it Guy Needler, and he was talking? Was it him?
Yeah.
And he was talking about he'd gone to different sacred stone circles, that sort of thing, megalithic sites, and he was sort of. He believed they needed to be sort of activated, so they'd,
maybe. Oh, anyway, let's get another picture up.
Yeah. Okay. Just a sec. So obviously, again, this will be connecting with some ideas that some people might not agree with, but it says the energy vortexes which power civilizations are in these tunnels, enormous stores of precious stones and metals. The major junctions in the grid, we have what you may call dragon layers or serpent vortexes. Again, it's just this, and it mentioned like the Kundalini or in the cells as the DNA, the codes of the creation story. So it's just connecting up what we were talking about before. So. Right, I've gone.
You've gone off piste.
I've gone off piste.
Right, where do we need to get to? We've got this funny little man laying down. Should we get?
Yeah, let's go to the man laying down. So, well, this was again like a little unexpected connection, really.
Is his leg being bit by a lion?
I don't know if it was like it's got strange. There's got to be symbolism with his position there. But anyway, this is. So I said that there's this extra stone, the one that's not much left of now, Hauteville's Quoit is called. So and I was just looking into the origins. So there's a legend it's named after. Excuse me. Just got to find him.
Hauteville.
Yeah. So it's such a notable family, again linked to the Crusades.
So it's Hauteville.
Yeah, that's right.
So is that Miss Hauteville?
So that's Sir John Hauteville.
Okay.
So there's a legend which said. Now, I thought this was really interesting, Hugh, again, because this is a legend. So he's So he was a real guy, but so it's 13th century. So I'm going to mention about his family in a minute, but Sir John Hawkville. So there's this legend that says he was like a huge bloke, bigger and stronger than any man. Said he hauled 3 stout men to the top of Norton Tower, and had a third man between his teeth. And then he reached the crest of this hill, and he heaved up a mighty stone of 30 tons in weight and flung it more than a mile towards Stanton Drew. Now, I thought I was really interested because Hugh, among many other things in his research, has also written fascinating books about giants and how, well, I don't think there's any doubt, but obviously it's suppressed by people that don't want us to know these things. But the legendary giants that are legends throughout the world are based on real people, or
I don't know why people don't believe in it. It's just tall people. Why are people so
well, I suppose part you get some of the things from childhood, and you think of like a giant being like over 100 foot tall, but I mean there's
they've done that probably on purpose,
maybe yeah, but I just thought it was interesting because also there's, I mean, I talked a bit about Hugh when I was with him. Some people, because obviously there's also how do these giant stones, how did they move them about? How did it, because like some of the Stonehenge stones, particularly like from South Wales, and it's like how could they move these enormous stones such a distance? And people have tried to come up with these different theories, and some people have said, well, maybe because there were giants, and they were, there were people or whatever when you call them, that were much more bigger physically and more powerful.
I don't understand people have a problem with that, because it's only got something to do with like the pressure, hasn't it? You know what I mean? People are taller or shorter, and through the ages, it's all to do with is it something to do with? I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know it's something sciencey.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, there is, as Hugh has said, there is so much. There has been, graves uncovered, and now they're being suppressed in America, and of really much taller people, so there's plenty of evidence. Just thought that was an interesting thing. Obviously this was the 3rd century when this guy was, so but it just seemed to be a little bit of a link in, whether that was just a sort of an echo of more ancient times about when megalithic sites were formed or something like that. But, it seemed very much that a legend about a giant was crafted onto this chap. But I mean, that then took me into these other connections. Now, before going to the Hawkvilles, there's also, so the name Stanton Drew for the village where where these stone circles derives from the Old Saxon for stone town, which is Stanton, literally stone town. So during the Middle Ages, the land surrounding the stone circles was owned by the Drogo family, a Norman name. So the Hawkvilles came from Normandy as well, which evolved into Anglo-Celtic word for magician, sorcerer, or druid, Drew, or D-R-Y-W, or more commonly today, Drew, D-R-E-W. Hence, so Stanton Drew, you could say, is literally stone town of the Drew family. Now, this again kicked me off with what I had been reading about. I hadn't mentioned this in the talks, but again, on the Widener and Bridges book, they were referring to the Djed pillar. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, D-J-E-D. So this again is like an ancient symbol. It was said to be like the backbone of Osiris. Began as a power object in the Neolithic cultures of the Nile Delta, symbolized stability or divine establishment. The world tree or world axis a common motif in shamanic traditions, stands for the infrastructure of the universe. When the symbol became a word, yed, it's associated with similar sounding words, like the Egyptian word meaning to speak, to declare, to say. And then with emphasis, it becomes a sacred word itself, speech deified. Stick with this. So this is sort of connected again when we were talking about these ideas of the tree of life, that in like the Hebrew philosophy and a sort of esoteric thing that's come through from that. With slightly different emphasis, the word means star, or actually the culmination or azimuth of the star. It is similar to Hebrew word zeph, which means olive tree, and the olive tree in that area of the Middle East, the Holy Land, if you like, was considered the original tree of life, because that was where they got what gave them sustenance. So it was considered like a symbol of stability and food. Now, cluster of meaning of words in the Indo-European languages comes around the words oak, the oak tree, because so the root of that is like drw, don't know how you pronounce it, Drew. When ancient Indo-Europeans went from Central Asian grasslands to the first of post-glacial Europe, the oak tree had the same benefits of food, social stability. So oak,
That makes sense.
The word oak also meant firm, strong, stable, and this endured in these Indo-European language groups. And our English word truth and trust and tree come from the same root word, and also so does druid, also in the Dru family, and means seer of the oak. Now, so why I'm saying this, so again, this Drew comes from this same root. And so I'm again just thinking symbolism maybe, because this Stanton Drew, so it's stone, and I talked before about the sacred stone, people worshipping the stone in Phrygia, in what's now Turkey, so north of where Göbekli Tepe and Kran Tepe, some distance away, different part of Turkey. But there was worship of a black stone which connected to the goddess. I think it was Sybil. Yeah. That stone was transported at one point to Rome. Then it got connections with the black stone at Mecca, which had pagan origins, but then became obviously sacred for the Islamic culture. So you've got, to me, that like Stanton Drew, you've got like mention of the stone and the tree of life through this root of the word Drew, which also oak, the tree of life. So I don't know.
Oh, you've stumbled upon something.
Well, I don't know. Maybe bloody it's me just shooting off on the dark there. But
bloody hell, mate.
But yeah, that just struck me, and
I wonder if that's the Holy Grail. Bum, bum, bum. You heard it here first. No, dismiss it.
So, and again, you've got these links of the tree of life. In what?
That bloody octopus. They call it the Holy Grail. It was black.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh yeah, that was another news story.
Lego octopus.
Lego octopus.
Okay, in my head, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but they mentioned Holy Grail in the story. But anyway,
you were.
Yeah. So and then this writer Sterling in 1897 just was, when talking about rhetoric, you talked about rhetoric in the Trivium.
Did actually.
But then that's represented in this symbol alchemy at the base of Notre Dame's mid pillar. But he writes, the process of creation may be expressed by inscribing a Kabbalistic diagram that this tree of life in the upper hemisphere, so that the apex or crown to the top of the tree of life reaches the Milky Way, while the 10th step, these spheres on the tree of life, will coincide with Earth. So again, it's this idea that these symbols are they connecting with a more giant scale of the universe and the Earth. So a digression there, but I thought it was interesting because this Norman family that were around this area of Stanton Drew, and it's like maybe what drew them there. And now these Hautevils, say St John Hauteville, but is one of just a very powerful French noble family. One branch of which settled in Somerset and the West Country in the 11th century and 12th century. Held a manor at Stanton Drew. There's so much connection. I mean, I won't go through it, but there was a Tancred Hauteville who was a courtier to Richard II. Roger de Stanton, descendant of Tancred, owned the manor of Stanton Drew. In the Domesday Book, circa 1086, he's mentioned there. But this family, as I say, one branch settled in Somerset, but there's other branches of this family. So there were Normans. As we said before, they actually came from the Norse, originally, way back. But so these Hautevilles were probably origins of Norse origin, way back, and then those people formed in the Normandy area. But I mean, these other branches of Hauteville. Well, so John de Hauteville was a crusader in the guy in legend, but they had various other crusaders, and they were involved in the Crusades. And again, I talked about them and how they were important for going into the Middle East, and potentially, allegedly, maybe they got, whether it was some secret of alchemy or some philosophical secrets in the ruins of the first temple. They had a lot of power for a couple of centuries, and they brought, whether it was knowledge or actually an artifact, some people say it was actually a bit of this sacred black stone, back to France and the South France area. So again, we've got connections with France again.
This bloody black stone.
But as you go on to the next image, but other branch of the Hautevilles were famous for, well, we've got the pointer there just in the south, Antioch. So yeah, they sort of famously conquered this city of Antioch, which was one of the great Greek cities. So it's in now what's right at the bottom there of Turkey. Just so again, that wouldn't be a million miles away from where I'm going on my trip. So the modern day city of Antakya in Hatay province of Turkey, named after the ancient city, lies in ruins on the Orontes River.
Whereabouts on there?
Well, flying into Istanbul, which is
can't get it to move.
The left bit, so it basically crosses over from Europe to, you got the cross from Europe to Asia. It's Istanbul straddles it. So I guess that's that little channel there across. But they're going to come down the coast to many other ancient sites.
I'm rubbish at this sort of thing.
Yeah, well, but yeah, I'm probably a bit wrong, but Karan Tepe and Göbekli Tepe are, I've lost my cursor. It's just north of the Syrian border, basically. It's the south of Turkey, in that sort of area. Yeah, I think.
Wow. How exciting!
But I just thought that, you know, this powerful connected family, connected to popes, intermarried with various popes at the time, and emperors, Roman emperors, crusaders, so it was Tancred of Hauteville, minor baron Normandy, did about 1041, the 12 sons. So many of them went to Italy, and then that's sort of branch that ended, or part of it ended up going to Antioch. But also this other lot went to Somerset. Domesday Book 1086 sent a certain Alvaradus or Alaricious Haltville, mentioned as having previously held lands in Compton Martin, Somerset. His kinsman Ralph de Hallville, mentioned in Domesday Book 1086 as a tenant-in-chief in Burbage and Wolfhall in Wiltshire. So anyway, it just fascinates me again. There's connection with these Crusaders, and it's like they were interested in this area as well. It doesn't strike me that this powerful family why
ended up there.
Why did they settle here? It's just that maybe it's like
probably for the cheese.
Yeah. So a scrumpy cider maybe or something like that. But yeah, so there was big connections there, and I just thought it was significant that family would connect to this area. So
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So
done the dragon, we've done Draco.
Yeah.
Hey.
So Stoney Litttleton. Right. Okay. Just going reintegrate myself.
Get yourself back on the program.
Get back on the program.
Johnny says Normans go home.
So yeah. So
such a good photo.
Yeah. Thank you, Hugh, again. So we went on Stoney Litttleton, which was a few miles from Stanton Drew, but obviously not far away. A fine example, a tomb. So Long Barrows predate by some significant time the megalithic stone circles.
Look at that.
Well, yeah,
that is just unbelievable, that photo.
So yeah, I think it was Gordon Strong who wrote the book about Stanton Drew, and he mentions Stoney Litttleton, and he was saying the atmosphere is electric. That he was saying particularly on full moon, but it was incredible.
It looks like it's pulling the bloody cloud down.
Yeah, well,
pulling the water down.
And if you want to go to
that is stunning. It's like a postcard. Most of these are like postcards.
Yeah.
And look at that.
We had a rainbow. I think I went in the barrow and came back out again, and we had a rainbow in the distance. So it definitely seemed like an auspicious day.
Yeah.
I think I remember
look at that.
Hugh saying
going on to the next one. It's like that is a postcard. Hugh, you could literally get these printed and sold as postcards. Not the one with Mark's fat head.
Not with my catalogue.
Not with Mark's
small
fat head
commission from my modelling.
But this one is a flipping photo. Yeah. You could bloody well sell this.
So yeah, the tomb is a fine example of a chambered long barrow, among the oldest type of building in Britain. At least 140 such barrows were built in the Cotswolds. Stone and earth tomb in Somerset, built in the early Neolithic period, probably between 3750 and 3400 BC. Everybody's
saying how amazing these pictures
are.
Yeah, they could be in a bloody book.
So when excavated, found to contain the bones and ashes of several men, women, children, perhaps 3 generations of important local farmers. So it does seem, people say, it's a tomb fed, but it also seems that it was more than that as well, and had religious significance. James Dyer called it the most notable chambered long barrow in southwest England. So it's near the village of Well, near Bath.
That's stunning.
Now, so there's several individual chambers inside. We'll look at it inside in a moment. Well, can now. Go
We're just walking up there. We'll be in there in a minute.
So that entrance is the rising sun at the winter solstice shines into the chamber. So the barrow itself is 3 meters high.
Oh look, we've got some people there to show how high.
Well, yeah, but
was that words? There was no words.
There's no words. But the actual inside, it was seen. Well, actually, before we go inside, but so it's got. I don't know if you can quite see it, but just down in the bottom left of the entrance, that's actually like a fossil.
Yeah,
Mennonite.
You can see that.
Yeah,
a little bit.
And so
just like the sun.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, and an amazing stone at the across the top.
Bloody sun.
And it was described by someone as a horned top of the stone at the top. It's got like a pointy bit there. So actually inside, so it's got a gallery. I think 7 chambers. It said, but it's only 1 meter high inside, so we had to like
Really?
go on a bum and get a bum
Right.
dusty.
Nobody wants to talk about your bum.
No, that's fair enough. That wasn't my bum, by the way. That was right on cue.
Well, not mine.
So yeah, it was quite incredible just being inside it. Yeah, just an awesome still place. And I guess again talking about maternal.
Look at that.
So yeah, it's Hugh's flash
Hugh's got
iPhone
some bits and pieces, mind.
where he's got an
Mark
app,
tried to explain what this was. Go on.
Oh, no,
oh Mark, let's recreate that conversation. Oh, Mark, what's all that about on there? What's that mean?
Well, basically, it's a whizzy gadget where it tells you the alignments to things.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
It's like the alignments of things.
What would we do without this NASA scientist
in
our midst?
As you probably guessed, I'm not very good on the technical side.
Alignments to things, everybody.
So yeah, several Long Barrows nearby in Mendip Hills. The one called the Fairy Toot. Or some people refer to it as the Fairy Tit because it's like
either way
a mammary.
Awkward.
But again, Gordon Strong, and he said that Toot might relate to Thoth. So again, there's a relationship to ancient Egypt, and he was saying when trying to understand the complex religious or ritual psychology of ancient Neolithic Britain, it can help to cross the ways to other great culture of the same millennium, ancient Egypt. Common notion of the initiate giving up his earthly life to become divine has its origins among the sacrificial gods. Osiris represented the divine element in man, and his ritual murder, dismemberment, and resurrection was enacted as a magical depiction of the fertile power of nature and cycle of agricultural year. The Egyptian sun god Horus was traditionally
to Osiris, wasn't it?
Yeah. Osiris, yeah.
Yeah.
The Egyptian sun god Horus was traditionally born at midwinter, signalling the return of the sun, a date immortalized in stone at Stanton Drew. And they go, people said that's why we actually got celebrate the birth of Jesus at Christmas, aligned with the winter solstice, and it's actually connected to these ideas of the return of the sun.
DJ, Thoth pronunciation in Egyptian is more like Tehuti, something like that. Oh,
so
thank you. Toot.
Yep, Toot.
Blimey.
Yeah. So
everybody learned.
Thoth played many vital, prominent roles in mythology, such as maintaining the universe, being one of the 2 deities who stood on either side of Ra's solar bank. And again, he's linked to magic, system writing, the judgment of the dead. Now, and again, a lot of legends around Osiris and all that I mentioned in the alchemical teachings. So Maria Wheatley, I thought it was quite fascinating. She was talking about the rituals. She was discussing how she said in this ancient time that I thought it was, especially as I wrote a novel called The Individual, but she said that the men were buried whole, so they were considered individual, like as separate selves. They had a life on their own, which is sort of like the male energy going and doing things. But the women were considered individuals, so they were not just of themselves, but for the culture and for the land.
So we chopped us up.
Yeah.
Bloody typical, isn't
but
it?
But bits were kept for for many years and dispersed around. And but it was a way of like, I think, sort of birth in death and because they lived on for centuries, they didn't actually die because their spiritual selves were, you know,
trying to bloody dig yourself out of a hole here, aren't you?
I didn't bloody do it. I'm not chopping anyone up. I'm not going to dismember anyone. I wouldn't have promised not to dismember you.
I didn't even know there was such a word as individual. So there's individual and individual.
Well, yeah, I
never bloody heard of it.
I did used to bang on about.
No, you did bang on.
Yeah, so I did a novel called The Individual, and
Marley's like fertilizer.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but re-energizing that, and then that, as I thought, you know, because then it connects as certainly in terms of the feminine energies. But when it comes to those Grail legends, and say I mentioned before about the Fisher King, and this idea of the earth like being in decline, and like the king being dismembered and sacrificed, to resurrect. So
that is Osiris. That's why he's green. That's why he's green.
Yeah, you got it.
So I've got it.
That connects again to the Egyptian symbolism. And when I was talking about Shakespeare and that legend of Isis and giving birth to Horus, and Horus getting vengeance for Osiris being killed in one form of the legend. So it's really just that everything connects up again, and it's how the different things I've been talking about is connecting again. I mean, I did this visit with Hugh back in October, but all these things that I've been writing and reading and talking about over the last few weeks is connecting up again. Yeah, it's coming out together. I might pause for breath here and let people bang on, because I've been banging on.
When am I getting a bloody?
You can go.
When are we having a quiz?
You can have a quiz now if you want. Have a
you
quiz
talk
now.
about Pete though.
Oh my Christ! Thank you for reminding me.
Our friend Pete, who made us dowsing rods because he's bloody lovely.
Yeah, legendary Pete. Now this. Again, in little synchronicities, and Pete himself has done a talk on synchronicities in Glastonbury.
We're going to get Pete on here to do it. Our first interview, I think, is going to be.
But
what could possibly go wrong?
Pete, well, you will see him he's on the six
Go Mad in
Avebury, and he, like as Liz said, he made us dowsing rods, which we were using. In Glastonbury, Cosmic was there as well.
Last week, wasn't it? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So. But Pete, he does a lot of visits around, going on walks. So he did a walk. He went from Glastonbury, got the bus up where, but then walked it was about an hour's walk from this place where he got off the bus to get to Stanton Drew. I'm
just going to go through these nicely.
Yeah, keep going through. So after about half hour walking, he says he met this chap called Tony. Just bumped into him, and he was a hedger and a stone wall builder. He said when he found out that I was headed to the stones, the guard went up, and Tony said, "I'm not one of those Glastonbury idiots." So Pete just said, "Oh, I'm just going to go and take."
Pete said, "Well, I am."
So I'm going to go and take some pictures, just chill out in the stone circle. It's very relaxing there. So this Tony said, "Well, there is a kind of fry to the air above the stones, best seen at dawn or dusk, but you might see it when you get there."
A fry.
I guess he means sort of like a sort of an energy sort of
fuzzy.
Buzz. Yeah. He then went on to explain the many dolmens and ancient structures that aren't on the maps where it is in Bodmin. Some of them left hidden in undergrowth by the landowners. And this Tony said, you might want to go into the female circle. So again, like Maria Whitley is saying, the energy is a lot more calm in there. So that's the southwest circle. And people was like, oh, yeah, well, actually, that's where he was intending to go. Then he was talking about his ancestors. And he got talking to this chap about his ancestors. And he said to him, Pete was saying, my dad's name is Glyn. It's short for Glyndwr. Again, you've got that DWR root again. I think there might be royal DNA in there somewhere on my nan's side. And then this Tony said it was a sudden switch. And he said, is that spelt door, D-O-R? I had a dream last night, he said. There was a castle north of the Black Mountains called Dor. There's gold there. He spelt out Dor, D''O'-R, which means gold in Welsh. A gold castle and then he just suddenly pulled away. This guy exchanged pleasantries and walked off. So Pete said he was looking for a castle in this area and he couldn't find one. So I mean, but it was just, and that again made me think of the Grail legends. I don't know, just like a mysterious golden castle, but it was just
a mysterious bloody bloke called Tony.
Yeah,
just coming up and saying, and then just like, oh, I'm looking for gold. Bye.
But again, it just made me think about these Iron legends. I mean, again, you thought to mention Maria Wheatley was saying again, apart from dismembering women, the ancients.
I don't think she dismembered anyone.
Not her, no, but used to break up artifacts and put them in water. And as soon as she said that, I was thinking of the sword in the stone and the lady in the lake from Arthurian legend. This is before reading the J. Widener book. But immediately, Maria said herself, Francis Pryor already had that idea. But women's bones were ground up and poured into groves of cups. And again, that made me think about the Holy Grail and the Fisher King legend, the old king being buried in the land to reawaken it.
You'll have to go into that a bit more on another day.
Oh, there will be another talk about it, yeah. But all connects up. But yeah, synchronicity.
I thought I'd end on this one because it's just too stunning, because it looks like the energies are being pulled down into the land, and that's what you've been talking about.
It is. It absolutely is a magical place, and it was such. And as I say, the weather, it seemed to like it was October, but it was sunny. But it had.
Look at that.
It had
like
everything.
Upside down. It's like if you turned it upside down.
Yeah.
It's like the barrow. If you turn that picture upside down, it's like the cloud is a barrow.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't it?
I like that. Yeah.
It's
Earth
like
and sky.
It's like the mirror image of each other.
Yeah. Earth and sky connected. Yeah.
So we need to thank Hugh.
Oh, he sent drone footage, didn't he?
He did.
I don't know.
Let's have a go.
Hold on. Let me get the email and then. But anyway, people can be chatting. Hugh was just saying, send us drone pics.
So if I stop sharing, because otherwise, Mark's emailing me this, you'll see all my emails. I don't want you knowing if I've replied to a Russian woman in my area.
I thought that was me.
Mind your own bloody business.
Right.
You're a Russian woman in my area.
Bear with. We're getting there. We're just. This is right.
So stop. We ended bloody stream now.
Oh, don't. Oh, blimey.
That was all a little bit 3D in my face.
Oh, Struth.
I did my big face.
Is everybody still with us?
I was staring at the computer like that. And all of a sudden, my big face was there.
Right, everything's just in a little bit slow motion, but we're getting there. I'm just sending you the email now.
Right. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. So
let me get my emails up. This might not work because we're not very good at it.
Wow.
Oh, Johnny Fettler sent us a picture of a baby squirrel. If all else fails.
Right. Yeah, well, we'll get that as well there. Yeah.
Right, I'm just waiting. Oh.
Maury said it's like a cloud oak. That.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you sent it?
Yeah.
Do some more talking. Like dead air. It's not very professional.
So yeah, as I say, Hugh takes amazing drone footage, and he's got countless hours of drone footage of many spectacular megalithic sites around the world, as well as crop circles. Also,
it's not come through yet. Oh, bloody hell! You've run out of stuff to say, haven't you? You've run out of stuff to say.
There definitely does seem to be something about this part of England. I mean, I suppose you could say that about many other places, but there's certainly connections here, and maybe a lot of it is connected to the aquifers. Notice
not come through. It's annoying. Try it again.
All right. I'm trying.
Should we have a look at the squirrel that Johnny sent?
Yeah, have a look at the squirrel.
Oh my actual God. Johnny is looking after it. But how did you get a baby squirrel in your hand? They run a mile whenever they come near me.
Wow.
I know. It's not come through.
All right, I've sent it again.
I wonder if is it like a big attachment, and
It's not.
Does it take longer to come through or something? Hugh, can you try sending it to me? It's emailingliz@aol.com. I'll put it in here. But let's have a little look at the we're gonna have a little look at the squirrel first. Keep talking.
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested to know what. Yeah, I think Hugh's doing it. Well, it's actually still images rather than video.
No, it's not come through. I'm going to try and find this squirrel picture to show people. Johnny, have you told everybody in there how the hell you've got a baby squirrel that you're looking after? There it is.
Oh, there's.
I'm just going to show everybody the baby squirrel.
There's also Stanton Drew drone pics as well. I'll try sending those as well. But I mean, what are other people's theories about?
Look at that.
Why of stone circles and what why are people why why do people make them? DJ's got a hedgehog. It's like Nature Watch here.
Well, it's eclectic.
Yep.
It's eclectic.
Well, it's like Nature Ship or something. But yeah, it did. Again, what I was talking about before, all these, like, as I say, the link of the stone to these goddess worship, and that links into worship of Mary within
something's come through.
The Christian Catholic.
So with these
that's Stanton Drew. You got that one.
Right. I'm just checking. Now I'm going to download these because I don't want to give anything away. I'm just going to download these pictures here, so that I don't dox you as well as Cosmic. Drone 1, I'll call this, which is interesting because we're droning on at the moment. Save images. Maybe, Hugh, when I show them one at a time, you can say something about them, because me and Mark won't have a bloody clue.
Well, that's the great circle.
Don't go making out you know more than Hugh.
Yeah, but it's
Drone free. Right, okay, I'm going in. I am going in. Can't say we're not flexible.
Yeah. Doing it live.
We do it live. We do it live.
Jason Permis would say.
Right, BCD. Right, okay. I'm going to share. I don't know if it's very professional or not. Entire screen. Share. Drone 1. There we go. Look at that. That is flipping amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so clear. Thanks for letting us have these, Hugh.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
It's making our channel about 1,000 times better than it was this time last week. Look at that. Shows how big it is, doesn't it? Look at that. Look, that's like look at that.
Well, yeah, that's shaped like something fertility-wise, isn't it?
Well, in your opinion. I was going to say a heart.
Well, that as well.
The North Circle. Oh, what? That first one's a North Circle. Hugh. Oh, so that's a North Circle. That's a South Circle.
Ah, right.
Ah, look at that.
So there you've got, and
That is amazing.
there's just a couple of stones between the Great
Yeah,
and
there.
they're left there, but it will be the where there's probably like a little avenue used to be.
That is so amazing. Thank you so much, Hugh.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's so precise, isn't it?
Right, I'm just trying to download.
Oh, that's that one. That's got nothing to do with it. What are you trying to download?
The one from the Long Barrow, but that's the email that's not got to you yet.
Right.
So
yeah, it does. Green Tea says nice perspective. It really helps. It really does, doesn't it? Yeah. Right. I'm just going to stop sharing and have another look. Have you sent me another email yet with the Long Barrow one?
Yeah, I've tried a couple.
Right, I'm just going to stop sharing so that I can check my emails.
But I think it probably it got caught in the ether because there's a sort of a large attachment with the Long Barrow ones. But
let's have a little look, see if I have got any more. Yeah, is this it? Is this the Long Barrow ones?
Oh no, I think it's the same ones again.
Oh, that's the ones. So we're just waiting for the Stanton, the Long Barrow ones to come through. Well, they came through eventually anyway.
So I noticed Hugh's also done put a video up just recently on another site in Turkey where there's some.
Let's have a look at the Megalithomania site. We had the newsletter today.
Yeah, just literally came.
It came in as we were doing this. Look at that Megalithomania, Hugh Newman. You can see what I've been looking for. Yeah. I was trying to find a picture of you, Hugh.
we got your best side, Hugh.
Mark says, "Oh, did he look swish on that one?"
Yeah, definitely the film style filter there. Not you need a filter, Hugh, obviously.
There we go. So that's the book on the right, Göbekli Tepe, that Hugh very kindly gave Mark the day before it came out.
Yeah. Very privileged.
This is a Megalithomania conference, and Hugh said there's still tickets available, and there's a live stream. Look,
they are really great.
There's archived recordings here. Look, watch videos from previous recordings. Look,
I know
one of the. I think it was the first conference that we went to in this area.
Yeah, I think
it was.
I think so, because
it was that one that Thomas Sheridan was doing about the little balls.
Yes, because it's
and the towers in Ireland.
Yeah, because it's around my birthday, so you very kindly.
It was your birthday present, wasn't it?
It was.
Look at all this. There's so much on this site. Look at this. Bloody hell. Is this the one you're going on?
Yes, that's the later. They're also doing a second tour in September.
But it's the same place.
So I think it's mainly the same.
Going to. Oh, look at that amazing T-shirt. It's a fantastic website, guys. Go and have a look at megalithomania.co.uk. And look, DVDs, speakers, reviews, gallery. Let's have a look at the gallery. Let's have a look. You might see a funny little head in the audience somewhere, if you're unlucky. Oh, I don't have Adobe Flash Player, so I'm not very good at that sort of thing.
I might have to keep working on the unfortunately, it's buffering. I'm sorry, Hugh. We'll definitely get the.
Well, what we can do is we can make another video on the side with this on, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we'll definitely get them. It's just having a bit of a problem downloading and sharing, Hugh, with the drones of the Long Barrow. But
Let's
check White.
Jack White.
Maybe, do you want to
get White for a bit?
Do you want to start the quiz while we're?
Should we start the quiz?
While we're
I'm going to stop sharing.
I'm faffing about on this.
I'm going to stop sharing. So let's thank Hugh for all his amazing work that he does.
Yeah, it's just so great the research you do, Hugh, and I can't wait.
Oh, I sharing any of Hugh's thing then? Was I sharing Megalithomania? then or not? Because that's ridiculous if I wasn't. Right, I'm going to...
Anyway, well,
I'm going to share it. Because if I didn't, I want to do it.
Hmm.
There we go.
Thanks, Hugh, for sending those. We will make sure that we will get the pictures of the Long Barrow up.
So there we go.
So people can have a look at it.
So there's Hugh's book. He's done lots of books, but Göbekli Tepe one on the right. Hopefully I'm showing it now. There's all the speakers for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one you're going on, but not in September.
Correct, yeah. But I think it's much of the same itinerary, but maybe slightly different order.
There's so many videos and so much amazing stuff on here. You know, go and have a little look. Thanks, Hugh. We really appreciate it. Mark had an absolutely amazing time. He was, he came back like a little happy, like a kid at Christmas. He had such a great time.
It was perfect, Hugh, wasn't it? I mean, the weather as well. I mean, October. Well, let's face it, what it's been like the last sort of 6 months.
Nobody can see anything. Oh, I know what I've done. I always do. You've got on here, for me, I have to go entire screen or it doesn't show a single thing. There we go. If I try and share just a window, it doesn't work. There we go. Look at that. That's better. So there's the little book on the right. I think it's the third time I've said this now. There we go. The conference. This is the tour. And look at these. We might have to get some of these t-shirts.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the store. Look at that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look at that. That's the Olmec heads, isn't it? Those big Olmec heads.
Yeah, as I think Ben was saying in one of his videos that they do look, the heads do look like they're African, but obviously I saw a whole documentary on South America.
I saw a whole documentary on that.
I tried to send you just one of the drones of the Long Barrow. Just I thought if I just try and get them individually, they might come through.
If I need to stop sharing to look at me emails. Don't get me too bloody knackered for a quiz at this. Right, let's have a look. What's Mark sent here? Okay, brilliant. Let's get this one up then. So this is one of the drone. If you do them individually, I think I'll be able to do it.
It's taken a while to download each one.
So drone 5, I'll call this because I can't remember how many we had. Save. You're testing my abilities here, Frank. I've got to keep going back to sharing, non-sharing. Right, bear with. Stanton Drew picks drone 5. Let's get him up. Okie dokie. You are testing my abilities here. Right, let's share again. So you've got to have that horrible infinity thing. Oh, is that you two stood on it?
Yeah.
What? Can I make that bigger? Look at that! Look how detailed that is. Look at them. Look at that. Oh my God. And look at all the hills and the fields in the background.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't have live in a nice part of the world, mind.
We do. And again, this is something that's, rarely, not many people go to. I mean, a few people trotted up there when we were there.
I am sort of learning, DJ. I won't go so far as to say I'm learning, but I'm trying. But look at that. What a beautiful picture. It looks like a painting, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've sent you another one. Yeah, similar, but just of me on the top of the barrow. But I sent you that as an email, just in the body of an email.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna. If it's the same as this, I'm not.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But yeah,
look at it, amazing. Right, I'm going to stop sharing. And there we go. Awesome. Thanks, Hugh. We really appreciate you letting us use your amazing photographs.
Yeah, very kind of you to come on, mate. I know you're busy with everything. You got the conference starting next weekend, and then the tour 2 weeks later. Bloody hell!
He's
See
a
you
busy
there.
man.
See you there. Yeah.
Good luck with good luck with everything, Hugh. Good luck with the conference.
I mean, you can stay for the quiz if you want, mate. You know.
Bloody hell! Don't inflict that upon him. He doesn't even know. No, he's not come across this before.
Oh yeah,
he's not come across
play
this
a little
before.
tune.
Bloody hell! Don't inflict that on him. Thank you so much, Hugh. I don't blame you if you go now. We are so appreciative of you coming in and everything you do.
Thanks so much.
We just love it, don't we? We
love
it.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thank you everybody for joining in. And we're going to get on with the quiz if anybody's still interested. There is a prize. Usually DJ wins these days, and he doesn't want a prize, so we give him an unusual emoji.
Right, let's have it. DJ's saying quiz is fun. Let's have it.
Oh, he's intrigued by the quiz. No,
right.
Oh no, this is. Listen,
you feel guilty now, don't you?
Well, yeah. I usually take a whole week. Writing, looking up and researching these quizzes. I literally spend hours on it. Right. Oh, I'm gonna get Big Mike over to my end.
Get Big Mike over.
I usually spend. You don't know how long I spend doing this quiz. Oh my god. And there's a lot of research, and I read out loads about the answers, and people learn. This week I couldn't be bothered. I did it an hour and a half. So this is the only time the only one where the quiz. There's not a lot of learning in this one, but you'll probably be pleased because, well, we've had him rambling on for 3 hours.
But yeah, well, take a look back on the older live streams as well, Hugh, for talks and
don't inflict that upon him. Bloody hell!
He's getting addicted now.
No, he ain't. Right, let's get on with the quiz. Now, new people might think, what the bloody hell have you got a child's toy for? When I lost this 1 week, they threw their bloody toys out the pram.
Toys out the pram.
Yeah. They kicked off until I found it again. So, Right, now these are. Now, I have a little tune in between to let people write their answers down. Every now and again, we're going to say something like, nobody learned, Andy. That was something I got off Neil, the paranormal. Oh, we've got news about that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yes, we're going to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but it'll be fine.
I don't want to do it. We're going to be interviewed.
Neil Peel, Paranormal Peep Show.
Is mad.
They've kindly asked us to go on there. So
Hugh's been on there.
Yes, Hugh has been on there.
It's bloody brilliant. But they've asked us.
Yeah.
They've asked us to go on there.
So it's what, Tuesday the 7th. But is that?
I don't want to do it.
It doesn't go out live.
No,
though.
I don't want to do it.
That's
I'm
where
too
we're recording
nervous.
it. But anyway,
too shy.
But we'll be
I've got nothing to talk about.
You've got loads to talk about.
Nothing.
We've been talking for hours.
You've been talking for hours. I just say stupid things.
No.
No, I do say stupid things.
Well, we can say stupid things as well.
I'm so embarrassed.
That's part of our
I think Ben's going to be on there, and Ben can talk for English.
Come.
What the hell are they thinking of?
Okay, don't do it. Do us down.
Oh yeah.
If we just start the quiz, my lovely.
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah. So it's multiple choice for those that have done it before.
Okay.
Multiple choice answers, rather than doing A or B. Just write a little bit of the answers. So,
yeah, because we get confused with A and B.
So you know,
if the answers,
Boris Johnson, just put Boris or so. You know,
where did that come from?
I don't know. Just trying to think of something off the top of my head.
Now, usually, like I say, I've let myself down with this quiz. I usually spend hours and hours and hours on it, and there's so much learning. So if we say nobody learned, Andy, that's because before I go to bed, I've either got to have Neil Peel or Ben on because I like their voice and they get me to sleep. And one of my favourite episodes is the one with Tony Topping. You're right, kiddo, you're right. And there's this one particular phrase he says on Neil's show, which is, because James Whale treated him like shit. And he goes, the thing is, nobody learned, Andy. So we use that as a catchphrase now.
Get on with the quizzes.
Okay.
Right.
Is it midnight? Yeah.
Right, it's multiple choice. Whoever gets the first bit first, a bit of the right answer first.
Yeah.
In the chat. Put it in the chat.
Just get on with it.
Yes, get on the bloody thing. Get on with it.
Oh, Christ. Right. So, like I say, these aren't as in-depth as I usually... Anyway, 1. Fingers on buzzers, please. In the series The X-Files, who gave... Now, there's a reason I put this one. It's a bit dark.
Stop rambling.
It's a bit dark.
Do the explanation afterwards.
Oh, no, there is... Oh.
Get on with it.
Oh, it's a bit dark.
Come on.
Who gave Scully her cancer? There's a reason I put this. Oh. Who gave Scully her cancer in The X-Files? It's a bit dark. Alien rebels, the Russian government, alien colonists, or the United States government. If this hadn't sent him running for the hills, I don't know.
Get me on
I need a drink. What have you got to do?
I've got to get it up on the chat.
Get it up.
Get it up so I can.
You've got too many tabs open.
Yeah, I know. Right, hold on, I'm coming out.
I think Neil Peel's mental. Right. Who was the first with the US government, Mark?
Right.
Smoking man.
Yeah. So US, Johnny Fettler.
Woo!
US. To speak DJ there, less letters. Well done, Johnny.
Now, the reason I did this, I didn't mean to go all dark, number 1, but every time I open up my emails in the morning to check them, AOL jumps over to news before I can look at it. And every fracking morning at the moment, it's, lump on chin meant cancer. Oh, lump on arm meant cancer. There's every single day, as if we're surprised that a lump on somebody's arm could possibly mean cancer. I just feel, and I think it's going back to that horse thing and the plagues, and I just feel that they're trying to fill our head whether there is more cancer or whether there isn't, whether it's to do with the old or whether it isn't. They're trying to scare us to death with it. So I refuse to be scared to death by this nonsense. So I don't really know why I came up with that question, but I do, because the US government gave Scully her cancer, and I'm going to shut up.
Righto.
There was some reason in there somewhere.
There you go.
God knows.
We've got some learning.
Connor hasn't brought me in any wine tonight.
It's just as well.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Number 2. Based on the story The Second Variety by Philip K. Dick, this movie, starring Peter Weller, is about soldiers fighting a self-adapting race of killer robots bent on destroying life. Which film is it? Tremors, Leviathan, RoboCop, or Screamers? Like I say, there's not a lot of learning with this one, but there usually is. I might have to get a drink. Hold that a minute.
Right.
I think I need a wee.
Okay.
Right. Who was first in with Screamers, Mark?
That'll be Woody Black.
Well done, Woody.
He knows his films,
He bloody does.
He bloody does.
So, The Second Variety, published in 1953, takes place in a post-nuclear apocalyptic world. Bit like Chippenham up the road. Dick's short stories often featured this theme of worldwide annihilation, a clear indication of where he feared the world was heading at that time. At that time, Christ, what would you have to say about this bloody time?
Oh, Linda's in.
Linda's in?
You don't know what you missed, Linda, but you can see it all back.
She's so confused right now. Linda, we're doing the quiz. We've already done the
Hugh Newman in the house.
We have Hugh Newman in the
Megalithomania.
house. So we did it back to front, Linda.
Yeah, so and just in time for the quiz.
Is Steve in?
It's some sort of
Linda and Steve.
Time reversal.
Who won?
K. Dick. Indeed, Johnny.
Who won?
Oh, hey, I thought it said Woody.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Woody.
Yeah, Woody Black on that one.
Yeah. Right, number 3. Sightings of UFOs have been reported all over the world. This sighting in 1979 in Australia was captured on film. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. Where was it? Where was a famous UFO sighting in Australia? Was it the cornfields near Canberra, Lake Erie? Good job you're here, isn't it? Tully, Queensland, or Rosebud, Victoria. So a very famous UFO, yeah.
1979, Australia.
Why are you getting involved in my quiz?
You waffling.
I'm going a little bit mad tonight.
It's like
aren't
you.
No, you're waffling.
Discreetly knock me under the table if I'm waffling. So
it's not very discreet now.
Get on with it. Get on with it.
No, I'll tell you why I do that.
People are already answering the bloody questions.
Oh, hold on.
Let's get the music going.
Oh. It's going wrong. It's because we've done it the wrong way.
That was the quickest tune of all time, that one.
Right. Who put Lake Erie?
Johnny was Lake. Good old Lake for Johnny.
Johnny was Lake.
Yeah, so
Lake Erie got you.
But he wasn't late.
No.
He was in there.
Lake Erie is a very large lake in the middle of Australia that is usually dry and is a large salt lake. Lewis Bryce, a tour guide, was flying over Lake Erie in 1979 and saw a clock face-shaped pattern in the water of the lake. It appeared as a central mound with a circle around it. Bryce photographed it. At the same time, it was reported by another person, Beverly Schumann, that as she was driving, a very bright circular light was heading towards her. And when she attempted to turn around, her car lights and engine stopped. Now, there was something on the news. Well, the news I look at anyway. A woman was in an aeroplane. Don't know where it was going. Can't remember. It was just like videoing out the window like you do. This was literally this week or today. Videoing out the window. And she played it back and this thing whizzed past and they slowed it down. And it was a really, it's like one of the best UFO pictures you've ever seen. Might have to find that in a minute. But that's like this week.
Right. That's similar to that. There's that one, isn't there? I forget where it is, where there's like a massive storm and that. And then this guy's talking to his kid. And
I don't know.
You know, out the window and then
that's terrifying. Yeah. But it was as fast as that. But they only noticed it when they played it back and saw something fly by. They thought it was an insect. But when they slow it down, you can really see the metal. Okay, good.
DJ's artistic reference. Salvador Dali came out of the lake and took a blowtorch to the clock.
Bloody hell.
Wow, that's
almost like
all the surrealists were connected.
All the surrealists. Don't get him started about.
Sorry. I got into autopilot there.
Oh Christ.
Oh blimey.
Right. 4 fingers on buzzers, please. Which important symbol tool was associated with Set? The pyramid. The canopic jars, the Jed pillar. Which important symbol or tool is associated with Set? The pyramid, the canopic jars, the Jed pillar, or the Adz? I don't know if I'm selling any of this right. The Adz, A-D-Z-E, the Jed pillar, D-J-E-D, the canopic jars, or the pyramid? Oh, they're still typing. Right,
there's a few answers already in there. Greenty said Mr. BBB. You look at him sometimes, doesn't he? Showed a pic that looked exactly like a painting from the 1400s.
Oh.
I'll have to check that out sometime.
Right.
So,
did anybody come up with the ADZ, A-D-Z-E, Mark?
No.
Nobody learned, Andy.
Well, but it's so weird. It's like I was talking about the Jed pillar. I mean, when have we ever talked?
We've never talked about it. I didn't even know it had a D in it.
Yeah, and then that was, and you're.
Don't know what that is.
Okay, right.
The ADZ, I don't know how you say it properly. ADZE was a tool crucial to the opening of the mouth ceremony. Oh. I think I've had that. Which was necessary for the dead to be able to speak and take in sustenance in the afterlife. It was made from materials thought to be sacred to Set, such as the iron from meteorites and copper, and was made in the shape of a constellation associated with Set.
Now,
Hold on a minute. Woody's just put Adzi.
Yeah, maybe.
Has he got a lag?
Give
him a point.
We're going to give him a point.
Give him a point.
I reckon he did.
Give him a bloody point.
I reckon he did say that before you.
Give him a point.
Yeah.
You've got a point.
That was
Woody.
a time lag.
Because he wouldn't be that bloody blatant, would he?
Yeah. Oh no, he heard you say it.
Cross it out.
Bless him. Right.
Cross it out.
Well, they're very honest man there, Woody. Very honest man. Because we're playing for high stakes here, so that took a lot to own up to that.
He's messing with my mind. We've had the serious bit, and now we've gone completely.
It's very. People take this very seriously. Yeah.
Rude. Oh Christ! I'm going to have to say something foreign now. Where are the
bolas de piedra?
The bolas de piedra. Bolas de piedra.
Yeah.
From Madagascar, Costa Rica, New Zealand, Iceland. Madagascar, Costa Rica, New Zealand, Iceland. Say it, Mark.
Bolas de piedra.
I don't reckon that was a New Zealand accent.
You can never tell. Woody's gone bollocks. What?
What's he said?
Bollocks.
Where's it say that?
Woody.
I can't see. Is he blind as a bat?
No, not bollocks. Bolas. Bolas de piedra.
Iceland, probably.
But it probably sounded like bollocks when I said it.
Well,
as most of my things
do.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right, we'll give him a few minutes. Right. Who was the first person to say Costa Rica, Mark?
Looks like DJ just beat Mari to it.
Oh, blimey. Quick,
DJ
well done, there. DJ. Quick off the mark. The Costa Rica, so bolas de piedra, right?
Yeah.
They're basically stone balls.
Yeah,
so you were close with bollocks. Yeah. Also known as, stone balls, also known as bolas de piedra or stone spheres, are an assortment. You should see them. I was looking at a picture of them. Assortment of over 300 petrospheres found in Costa Rica, primarily in the Dique Delta. Oh God, why do I do it to myself?
Great.
Dique.
And the Isla de Caño. Del Caño.
And Isla de Caño. These stone spheres are attributed to the extinct Dique culture. Okay, that's D. Type him in there, babe. Get him in there. Get him in there. Oh. Extinct Dique culture, which flourished from 500 to 1,500 CE. The spheres are often referred to as the Dique spheres.
Woody says Dick Island, but
he's
on his own. He's on the booze.
He's on the bloody cider.
Right, okay, right.
The spheres vary in size, with the largest weighing 16 tons and measuring 8 feet in diameter. Many of the spheres are not perfectly round, but they are surprisingly smooth. Scientific measurements show that many of them are very close to being perfect spheres. The cultural and symbolic significance of the spheres is not well understood, but they are believed to have been prestige objects that mark the landscape around the ancient Dique communities. The spheres were likely crafted by the native ancestors of the indigenous tribal groups Baruca, Tarib, and Guami. I am so sorry if I've said that completely wrong. That were present during the Spanish conquest. The stone spheres are now mostly lawn ornaments, but they are considered a national treasure and a world treasure. In 2014, UNESCO declared the pre-Columbian chiefdom settlements with stone spheres of the Dique a World Heritage Site. Some of the spheres remain in their original locations, while others have been relocated or damaged due to erosion, fires, and vandalism. I also read somewhere that Europeans went over there and thought there was treasure in there, so they smashed them open like a giant Easter egg or something. Idiots. The KU researcher mentioned that scientists believe the stones were first created around 600 CE, with most dating to after 1000 CE, but before the Spanish conquest. The mystery behind the stone spheres of Costa Rica is still unsolved, and further research is needed to understand the purpose and meaning of these enigmatic objects. Go and have a little Google. Other search engines are available. I was thinking that.
Yeah,
I bet they have.
I was just thinking stones and spheres on the tree of life. Stones again.
Don't start, Mark.
I know.
This is my segment.
No, but it's all links up to it. But Mari's saying there are spheres like that in the South Island of New Zealand. It's interesting.
Maybe that's why they put New Zealand on the situation.
Throwing a little spanner in the works there.
Right. Number 6.
Yeah, Green Tea said they were probably plotted out giving the answers to the universe, but we've moved them all.
Yeah, smashed them up.
Johnny says interesting. Right, keep going.
On which radio network was the War of the Worlds originally broadcast? Mutual, Metropolitan Broadcasting, National Broadcasting, Columbia. War of the Worlds. Mutual, Metropolitan, National, Columbia. I'm bloody starving. I hope he's put that bloody chicken in. I bet he hasn't. Connor? I thought I just heard him. That'll do. Has everybody had a go?
Yeah.
Who wrote Columbia first, Mark?
Well, Woody just came in there at the end. And
at the end.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Before you said it this time. But yeah, Woody was the only one to say Columbia.
Well done, Woody.
Yeah.
I haven't got any learning for that one.
But it was a fascinating thing, that whole...
It was a psyop.
Yeah, but it was a really brilliantly well done psyop.
Some people
died,
a fine
line between psyop and art, isn't there, really? So often they...
There's such a fine line between psyop and art.
So often they mingle.
Unbelievable. Right.
But yeah.
Number 7. A giant humanoid is said to live in the Australian bush. Known to the Aborigines for thousands of years, first reports by Europeans date back to the early 1800s. What is this creature commonly known as? Bunyip, Yowie, Swaggy, Howler. Humanoid, Australian bush. Bunyip, Yowie, Swaggy, Howler.
Right.
Has everybody had a go?
Yeah, well, there's been lots of entrants there, yeah.
Right. Who was the first person to write Yowie, Mark?
That's a legendary Green Tea.
Well done, Green Tea.
Well done, Green Tea.
Okie dokie. I haven't got any learning on that one, Mark. I just want to get it done out of the way this week. This week. Oh, right. You are so... I don't say this to you about your pictures. 8.
You do.
Later, I do. Later on in Tesla's life, he became a hermit of sorts. Nikola Tesla. He avoided people and found friendship with a certain creature, which is abundant in New York City. Of which common New York creatures was Tesla quite fond of? Rats, pigeons, stray dogs and cats, cockroaches. Rats, pigeons, stray cats and dogs, cockroaches. Now, we knew this because of a conference we went to, when we went to ASAP conference.
Yeah.
It made the person cry.
Yeah.
It's made me cry. Ridiculous.
Emotional.
Very emotional person. They, them, I think.
Yeah.
It was a very emotional they, them. It was. Right. Oh.
Well.
Now, who was the first one with pigeons, Mark?
DJ steamed in.
He steamed right in.
Even given all the multiple choice.
Yeah.
Well done, DJ.
We were at the ASAP conference, paranormal something or another in Bath, load of rubbish. But this one person gave a talk on Tesla and was crying her eyes out because he liked his pigeons. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that DJ? Did you say? Well done, DJ.
Yeah, DJ. Johnny and Brian and Cosmic all got the right answer, but
they did get
DJ
it.
got
Oh yeah, Cosmic, you were at the thing with us, weren't you? You were at the ASAP conference.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's where we first met you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tesla could be found on the streets feeding the pigeons. He also took in wounded pigeons and nurtured them back to health. That made a they them cry.
Oh yeah. Green Tea was saying, "Oh, Mike Tyson likes pigeons." Yeah. Anyway,
is he dead? No, that's the other one.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Oh, his first fight was when someone killed his bird. Good bit of trivia there, Green Tea.
Bloody hell!
Put that in a quiz later.
What, his girlfriend? Just being sexist, it's fine.
We've got pigeons on the trying to get in as well.
No, our pigeons are the most. We spend more money on bird food than we do on ourselves. True. That's not true, but some of those pigeons are bigger than fucking turkeys, and they try and land on the bird table, and it just goes.
Well, eventually, if we run out of food,
I eat the fucking pigeon. Right, number 9.
They probably win though. The pigeons, to
They're
be honest,
bastards.
they're beating us, I expect. But...
Dark matter cannot be directly observed in a traditional sense, but is indirectly observed by its effect on astronomical phenomena. What is a prime example of an observation in the universe that has led scientists to theorize the existence of dark matter? That's a bloody mouthful. And so are the answers. So why do people think dark matter exists? Because, I'm so sorry, but these are long-winded. You might need... Can you type these out?
No.
Because
it takes too long.
Just
long. Read them out.
All right. Frequency of comets in the solar system. Rate of nebula formation. God, you're going to need to type this out. Existence of natural satellites. Can you just type out? No. Can you just type out comets in solar system? Go on, help the people out. Right. And then rate of nebula. Won't hurt you, will it? I made a whole bloody PowerPoint you ignored today. Right. Rate of nebula formation. Existence of natural satellites or galactic rotation speeds. Now, I don't know what any of those mean. Won't bloody hurt you, will it?
All right.
Unbelievable. Right, so why do they think dark matter exists?
It's Diego Rivera's. Hello, gentlemen. Good to see you. He said black hole, but he steamed in before the options
he
came
steamed
up.
in. He could steam out and steam back in again. That's another person you need to go and look at because he does bloody brilliant video. Oh my God, the stuff you do on that that bloody, what is it? What's that bloody cartoon? The goat or something. What is it? I Pet Goat or something.
I Pet Goat 2.
Bloody hell, the stuff you do on that is amazing. Go and have a look at Israel's thing as well. So, sod it. Why do they think dark matter? One of the reasons they think dark matter exists. Frequency of comets in the solar system, the rate of nebula formation, existence of natural satellites, galactic rotation speeds. I thought some of you in there might understand it because I don't even know.
People have put answers down.
I don't know what those words mean.
People have put answers.
Right. Shall I give people
Well, I think we've got lots of answers.
Right. Did anybody put galactic rotation speeds?
Well, we've got an intelligent bunch here.
I know.
They did indeed. Woody Black was the first.
Bloody hell.
But only just ahead of our Linda.
Well done, Linda, /Steve. I'm not saying Linda is
no.
I'm not saying Linda's she's got a friend.
Well, as Ben used to say about us, we're
a gestalt entity.
So that, Linda and Steve. So, but yeah. And what have I been banging on about? The galaxy,
I haven't really
been listening. I
haven't really been listening.
Rotations of things.
I switched
and
off.
Alignments. Yeah.
No idea.
So
observations done on the rotational speed of galaxies. I've got to read this slowly or I don't understand it. Has shown that there must be much more matter there than can be observed directly. The galaxies are spinning too fast. Oh, well, that wasn't too bad. I still don't understand most of those words. But well done, everybody.
Interesting.
Well done, everybody.
It's a fascinating stuff, the old dark
matter. Brian says he loves the iPet Goat stuff. It's unbelievable. Did Obama. Is that something? Did he do that or something? It's got something to do with Obama, that, hasn't it? Did he direct that, Diego, that iPet goat thing? Or if I made that up. Right, number 10. This society is said to be the oldest fraternal hereditary society in the world. Membership is restricted to descendants of military officers who served in the American Revolution, whose namesake mirrored one of its initial members. Bloody hell. So, oldest fraternal hereditary society. Membership is restricted to descendants of the military officers who served in the American Revolution, whose namesake mirrored one of its initial members. The Society of the Cincinnati, the Glorious Few, Opus Dei, the Continentals. First fraternity, apparently. Society of Cincinnati, the Glorious Few, Opus Dei, the Continentals. George Bush?
A bit more water.
Yeah. I really need a wee.
Well, maybe do it now then.
I'll do it in a minute. Maybe I have done it now.
That's the next question. Have you or haven't you? Right. We're getting a few answers.
Yeah, I'm just giving it a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Right. Did anybody put the Society of the Cincinnati, Mark?
The wonderful Mari was
Mari
the
did
first.
it. Mari
Johnny
did it
as well.
Mari's in
later,
there.
But yeah.
Mari's in there.
I think Mari was the first with Cincinnati.
Mari's in there.
Yeah. Well done.
The Society of the Cincinnati was named after, oh, of course it was, Lucius Quinticus Cincinnatus. Mark, say that properly, please.
Oh, Christ, I'm not...
Lucius
Quintius Cincinnatus.
Unbelievable. A Roman consul circa 450 BC, who was called from his pastures to defend the Roman Republic from attack. He was granted all the ancillary powers and trappings. Instead of choosing to rule the Republic, he chose instead to return to his farm.
Oh.
I would have done as well, to be fair.
But again, you got so that was an American. The thing in the question was American, was it? Something from people from the Civil War. Was it?
So the question was, this society is said to be the oldest fraternal hereditary society in the world. Membership is restricted to descendants of military officers who served in the American Revolution.
No, I was just going to say, I know we all know loads of it, and Israel Diego Rivera was talking about it with like the set out of Washington DC. You know, again, it's like references to the Romans, you know, and how all these classical world things get related.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
iPet Goat 2 was made by Louis, how do I say that?
Louis Lefebvre. Maybe you got that wrong.
Who also worked on Lord of the Rings. Bloody hell.
Interesting.
You've got to go and have a look at Israel Diego's channel, everybody. Oh, it's unbelievable. The dots that he connects.
Absolutely.
David Icke calls himself the dot connector. I think this is well. Stunning. Right, number 11. Which ancient civilization practiced... Why do I do this to myself? The Taurobolium. Which ancient civilization practiced the Taurobolium, in which a bull was sacrificed for the well-being of the state of its people?
The state and its people.
The state and not state of its people. The state and its people.
I mean, only fools and horses.
No. Hyksos, Akkadian, Thracian, Roman. I did bloody well then.
Yeah.
So there was something called Taurobolium, where they sacrificed a bull. Was it the civilization was called Hyksos, Akkadian, Thracian, Roman?
So Israel De Gego Ferreira saying Boris Johnson described himself as Cincinnatus in his leaving speech.
Bloody hell!
Connections, everything
Is
connecting
there
up.
nothing this bloke don't know?
It's all connecting up.
He knows everything. You must have one of those brains that remembers things and could just like join it all up. Right, we'll give people a few seconds, I think. I know, poor bloody bull. Yeah. Well, the reason I put that I was looking for a question like this was because of the old red heifer.
Yeah. Again, we were talking about human sacrifices earlier, but you know, and then
well, we still are, aren't we?
Yeah,
still are, aren't we?
But again, all these things go back to then, and
I know, I know.
Sacrificing to supposedly resurrect some land or some mythical
the Moshiach
resurrection, or to some chosen one or a new enlightened state. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we'll give it. So has everybody answered? Who's going to answer? Now the answer. The people who practice. Now I thought it was very interesting. The Taurobolium, sacrificing bulls, were the Romans. I'm just saying. The cult of Sybil. You were talking about Sybil.
Yeah.
Everything is connected.
Well, yeah, it connects around the mother goddess again. Yeah. Magna
Mother or Great Mother was formed in Rome after the Second Punic War, 218 to 201 BC, because the oracle told them a failed harvest, famine, and meteor shower were signs of certain defeat. The Taurobolium that was associated with Sybil, however, was practiced during the 2nd to 4th centuries BC and was symbolic of the assurance of the well-being of the people and the state. Some Romans also practiced Mithraism, an ancient religion from Persia, which also centered around the sacrifice of a bull.
Right. Now, well, first of all, I think that relates when you talk about Sybil. That
a different Sybil. No.
No. But what you were saying there was what I mentioned in the previous talk. So that the stone that was in Phrygia that was associated with Sybil, they had it brought over from to Rome supposedly, or to the Roman Empire, because of just what you were saying there, because they were losing in these Punic wars. I think about the Carthaginians. And I was going to mention in my talk before that relates in with the Tempest, the final Shakespeare play, inverted commas, because that had references to Tunisia and mentioned Carthage, linking it around there. And this the Ted Hughes book was all saying that was all connected with that.
Can you just write that in for Mari? It's only one L, Mari. It's the first one, Sybil, but only one L.
Yeah.
Well, on here it's only got one L.
And that Mithraism, I mean, that fascinates me as well. I mean, I'm going to do something. I need to go there. I want to go there. But there's this site of temple to Mithras in London, ancient London, and they unearthed it with one of the banks of the Thames. And
what's her name got bloody murdered, didn't she? What was the name of the woman that was talking about that?
Oh,
what was her name?
Tracy Twynham.
Tracy Twynham.
Yeah,
she was talking about.
She wrote a book about that and around.
And isn't that where they put that bull statue? No, that is in London, where the banks, money, the bull.
Yeah,
with that little girl. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I don't quite know, but it was Bloomberg.
Yeah.
So obviously this, well, could want to say Illuminati type person. But Bloomberg's, they had the site moved to somewhere slightly up into London, but it's around where their base is. It was going to be the European base, but after Brexit, it's just like the British base.
Yeah, there's nothing to see now.
Yeah, I do still want to go to the site. You can visit it, and I will. But it is the fact that Bloomberg, this rich, powerful person with all the major corporations and all these connections, chose to have their base around this ancient temple to Mithras.
Yeah.
It's like, but I first found out about it, like you say, with Tracy.
It was a
Twyman.
Tracy Twyman thing, and then she got
she
bumped
died.
off.
Yeah, killed, whatever. And you're right, Mari. Mithraism was incorporated into Christianity.
Right, 12.
Yeah. Okay.
Who won that one? Who said Roman first?
Oh Christ!
I know, right?
Oh, well, it's all it's everybody learned, Andy, isn't it?
Well, we didn't learn who bloody won.
Right, hold on. Right,
I think it's Brian, wasn't it?
Yeah. Brian got it, I think. Yeah, good old Brian.
Well done, Brian.
Well done, Brian.
He's sitting there thinking, are they going to fucking forget about me?
Look at getting points.
Arseholes.
Yeah, but there was a little bit of learning there. Thank you, Brian.
There was a bit of learning there. Right, stick it down. Stick him a point now.
Oh, I'm going to get him a point now.
DL. Right, 12. What do we know about Enoch from the Old Testament? Now, I want you to type these, please. Do as you're bloody told.
Oh, blimey.
I bloody just... What do we know about Enoch from the Old Testament? He was translated in a whirlwind to heaven. He walked with God and was taken by God. He was a prophet. He was the son of Methuselah. Enoch. The book of Enoch is not in the Bible, but it is mentioned. I don't know if it's in Genesis. I can't remember. What did we learn about him? He went in a whirlwind up to heaven. He walked with God and was taken by God. He was a prophet, or he was a son of Methuselah. It does my neck good, this bit of exercise. I'm starving to death. Right, we'll give people a little...
I've got a few answers there.
Did you see this? Right, should we wait a little bit as everybody had a little go?
Yeah.
Right, did anybody put he walked with God and was taken by God, Mark? Nobody learned, Andy. You're getting him all muddled up with Ezekiel, you lot. It was Ezekiel that saw the spinning shit, Woody. So
and no aliens, green tea, or maybe there was. That's gonna be something.
That was Ezekiel. Yeah. So Methuselah was actually the son of Enoch. So Enoch wasn't the son of Methuselah. Methuselah was the son of Enoch. And Elijah, who was caught up in a whirlwind. Oh. But yeah, Ezekiel was the one that saw the spinning ship. Right. Well done.
So the answer was taken of God. Right. Okay.
Nobody learned. No. 13. The heyday of spiritualism is generally considered to have been the mid to late 19th century. But even as seances became the rage throughout the United States and Europe, one American city in particular was hailed as the birthplace of modern spiritualism. Can you name the city? Peabody, Massachusetts, Providence, Rhode Island, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Rochester, New York. So Peabody, Providence, Philadelphia, Rochester. Birthplace of modern spiritualism. Rochester, Philadelphia, Providence, Peabody. Give it a minute.
Well, we've got a lot of answers already.
We've only got 3 answers. We've got 4 answers now.
We've got a lot more on my screen.
Oh, I'm looking at the old nonsense.
We've got 3 different.
Bloody... It's like bloody Inception in here. Yeah. Did anybody put New York, Rochester, New York, Mark?
Brian got in with New York.
Bloody hell, Brian!
Well done, Brian.
He's had his ready brick.
Another one right.
He's had his ready brick. Well done, Brian. In 1848, teenage sisters Katie and Maggie Fox jump-started the spiritualist movement when they claimed to be in communication with the spirit of a murdered peddler buried in the basement of their home near Rochester, New York. They supposedly communicated with the spirit, whom they dubbed Mr. Splitfoot, through a rapping code that correlated with the English language alphabet. Later in her checkered career as a medium, Katie Fox allegedly confessed that she and Maggie had surreptitiously produced the spirit's answering raps by cracking their knuckles and toe joints. Even later on her deathbed, the dying, alcoholic Katie recanted the confession, insisting that a reporter had bribed her with a bottle of whiskey just to get a good story. Despite the ignominious end? Ignominious? There's no D in that.
No, ignominious.
Never heard of it. What's that mean?
Inauspicious.
What's that mean?
Didn't end very well.
There we go.
And a bit wrong.
All right, cheers. End to the sisters' lives, the site of their former home in Rochester, New York, remains a sacred place to many adherents of the religion known as spiritualism. Oh.
Well, isn't just like sort of Ben says, you know.
How the fuck can you crack your toes that loud?
I mean, like there's a recantation, a confession. Oh, I did it. You know that.
Yeah.
That is another allegation.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
exactly. Yeah. It's another claim.
You know, people could be pressured into doing that, or you know, just want an easy life or something. So, oh yeah, I made it up. But,
yeah. Right, 14. Right, you might need to write these as well. Which is not a common feature of the near-death experience. Which is not a common feature of the near-death experience. A panoramic review of one's life. Going through a tunnel. Hovering over the physical body. Judgment by a divine panel. Which is not common. Panoramic view of one's life. Going through a tunnel. Hovering over the physical body. Judgment by a divine panel.
DJ says pooping.
Of course he does.
So the answer is,
judgment by a divine panel.
Right.
Who won?
DJ got in. There was a lot of
There's a lot of judgment in that bloody chat room tonight.
Yeah, DJ just ahead of Brian.
A lot of
Woody,
judgment.
Green
well
tea.
Done, everybody.
Yeah.
So, everyone emphasizes that there is no judgment by others. It is a non-judgmental event, with the individual himself doing whatever judging may occur. That's bloody nice to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, who did that? Who was that? DJ.
Yeah, first among
and then
several,
Brian, and then everybody.
Yeah, look, quite a few others. Linda and Mari said it as well. But Johnny's buffeting. I hope that's not a symbol of the afterlife. And
you do that. You do that every week, Johnny.
Woody said if I was dying, I'd probably poop. But
I think you actually do anyway. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Anyway, well done. Was it TJ? Yes, I can't get it in the bloody head. Yes. Right, 15. In 1666, on the Wednesday before Easter, on a 2-acre field at Cranstead near Wrotham in Kent, England, something strange fell. What was it? In 1666, just before Easter, something fell. What was it? I think it's supposed to say fell out of the sky. Was it a large block of ice, blue hail, a large number of small fish, or coal and black dust? What fell out of the sky in 1666? Large block of ice, blue hail, a large number of small fish, coal and black dust.
Oh,
I think
it's run out of battery.
No, I swear to God, I nearly said, I think I did actually say, when's this going to run out of bloody battery?
Well,
I'm going to have to bloody sing it.
Mm.
Right, put it over there. That has been going for years, though, to be fair.
yeah.
It went really suddenly, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, anyway, died suddenly. No, anyway, carry on.
Oh, that's going to get us kicked off.
Oh, Christ. Right.
Who put large number of small fish?
Fish. Brian was in first with fish.
No, he wasn't. Cosmic was.
Well, Brian's ahead of Cosmic.
Oh, Christ.
DJ
Bloody hell, Brian, well done.
DJ said dead rats, which was a horrifying thought, but yeah, DJ Green Tea all said fish as well.
Well done, Brian. I think it was because I gave Cosmic a spanner, so he's jumping out at me.
And Woody Black, a bit of extra information. Did it rain fish, specifically herring? We might learn that now, Woody.
Well done, Brian.
Yep.
In a field at Cranstead near Wrotham in Kent, England, on a Wednesday before Easter in 1666, about a bushel of fish the size of a man's little finger fell during a thunderstorm. It was agreed by all who saw them to be whiting, which is saltwater fish. The salt water was 7 to 10 miles from Cranstead. This was published in Phenomena, a book of wonders by John Mitchell and Robert J.M. Rickard. So it was whiting.
Right.
Ooh, that's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, well done, Brian.
1666.
Yeah, power 3, and yes, yeah, numbers, yeah.
16. Which of these occultists is known for integrating Norse mythology and runes into the Western esoteric tradition? Which of these occultists is known for integrating Norse mythology and runes into the Western esoteric tradition? Gerald Gardner, Dr. Stephen E. Flowers, Kenneth Grant, Gregor A. Gregorius. Do you want to write that? No, you can't be bothered, can you? Gerald Gardner, Dr. Stephen E. Flowers, Kenneth Grant, Gregor A. Gregorius. Baby monkey, you're a pig, baby monkey. Baby monkey.
He's in pain with the questions.
Baby monkey. Baby monkey, you're a pig, baby monkey. The world has gone insane, and I don't know what is right.
He's definitely got insane.
So climb on your pig and hold on tight. Baby monkey!
Oh, Christ. Oh, dear.
Woody's already singing it.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, blimey. Yeah.
So the answer is Dr. Stephen E. Flowers. In Germanic languages and medieval studies, and describes his belief system, esoteric runology, or Odianism. He has been a part of many esoteric organizations, including the Rune Guild and the Temple of Set. Where he was Grand Master of the Order of the Trapezoid. The Order of the Trapezoid?
Those are shapes.
It's definitely shapes, baby. Yeah. Well done.
Sacred geometry, isn't it?
He has many works under his name, and the pen name Edward Thorson, both on runes and the left-hand path, such as runes and magic, magical formulaic elements in the elder runic tradition. Futhark, a handbook of rune magic, and Lords of the Left-Hand Path, a history of spiritual descent. Catchy titles. Right.
Okie dokie.
Who won that one? Nobody.
Nobody learned, Andy. Right.
Brian's had 3 in a row.
Yeah.
It's on fire.
It's a very exciting contest.
Don't give clues. 17. The Nazca Desert in Peru.
Been there.
Every time I say, every fucking time I say the Nazca Desert in Peru, this moron goes, been there.
How many times you say it?
I say it 4 times a day sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Has been home to these large creations since they were made from 200 BC to AD 600. The desert is covered by small pebbles. So we're talking about the Nazca lines, okay? The desert is covered by small pebbles containing ferrous oxide, which, with exposure to several elements, has given the Nazca lines a dark patina. Therefore, they're made by moving the dark pebbles and revealing the lighter soil underneath. It's interesting, isn't it? Their intricate nature has survived due to a lack of rainfall and what else? So the Nazca lines.
I don't read all again.
I'm Mark. If you interrupt me one more time, I swear to God, you make your own bloody PowerPoint next week. Well, you won't be here, but you know.
No, I will be.
Don't even.
Anyway, carry on.
Nazca lines. So they move the pebbles out the way to show the light soil, and they've kept their intricate nature due to lack of rainfall and what else? Ancient archaeologists who keep watch over them. Astronomical phenomena. A chemical reaction in the ferrous oxide. Lack of wind to blow the pebbles. So lack of rain, and what helps them stay there? Ancient archaeologists who kept watch of them for years. Astronomical phenomena. A chemical reaction in the ferrous oxide, or a lack of wind to blow the pebbles. Baby monkey, baby monkey, baby monkey on a pig, baby monkey. I'm gonna have to find it. Oh yes,
yes.
Baby monkey. It's our fallback song whenever that sod doesn't work. Oh yeah, don't forget to thumbs us up, like and subscribe.
We could maybe do the Tibetan bowl.
No, we're not doing the Tibetan bowl.
No.
I can't even find baby monkey anymore. I've forgotten how to bloody search for it.
Right.
Baby monkey, riding backwards on a pig, baby monkey. Right, let's just get that out of the way. I'm going to play it because it makes me laugh.
Right. We've got lots of answers already.
Yeah, but I just want to play this a minute. Baby monkey, on a pig, baby monkey. Baby monkey, on a pig, baby monkey. The world has gone insane, and I don't know what is right. Keep on, keeping on. Get on your pig and hold on tight. Baby monkey, ooh, baby monkey. Oh, no, we've got. Well, I love it. We've got pig emojis. I love it. Backwards on a pig. Can we have those emojis now? Can that be part of the live stream? Can that be as part of the live stream as Nobody Learned Under? I love it. I absolutely love it. Right. Okay. What was the question? So we go back Nazca lines.
So what preserved them?
Lack of wind to blow the pebbles.
Yeah. And the wonderful green tea.
Well done, green tea. She got it, and she posted a monkey.
Yeah.
She's on fire.
Yeah, on fire. Brian got the answer as well, but he was second to green tea.
Well done, everybody.
Everyone's doing really well today.
They're doing bloody well today.
It was a great contest.
The lines have lasted over 2,000 years. I've been there. An unlikely age for other geoglyphs. The Nazca Desert, I've been there, is especially conducive to such longevity. It gets an average of only 20 minutes of rainfall a year. It is flat. 20 minutes of rainfall a year. We get a year's full in 20 minutes here. Contains little dust or sand, and there is very little wind. I've been there. Right. Well done, green tea.
Yeah, brilliant.
18. What is it called when we have a second full moon within 1 month? Alice moon, new moon, blue moon. 2 in 1 month. Alice moon, new moon, blue moon. And I'm going to play this again, so whatever. Baby monkey! Baby monkey! Come on, guys. Let me see. Baby monkey. Baby monkey. Baby monkey. Backwards on a pig, baby monkey. The world has gone insane. And I don't know what is right. Good job I can sing.
Yeah.
You got to keep on keeping on. Get on your pig and hold on tight. Baby monkey. Baby monkey. Backwards on a pig, baby monkey. Baby monkey. Baby monkey. Backwards on a pig, baby monkey. Yeah. Right. Oh, it does make me laugh, that. It does make me laugh.
We're having ourselves a fancy dress party.
I've got a rat now.
Oh, Christ.
Right. I've just had a text from Connor. Please stop singing Baby Monkey. I just need to say, oh, you do this. I just got to say, have you cooked me chicken?
All right. What was the answer?
Oh. Blue moon.
That'll be green tea again. There was lots of people knew that one, but green tea got in first. Well done, green tea.
Well done, green tea. She's making up for all the bloody weeks she ain't been able to bloody type.
Yeah.
Please stop, baby monkey. Right. He might be in bed, actually. No, he wouldn't hear us
in the kitchen. I heard them playing it.
Oh, they were playing it.
Yeah, well, I heard it from that direction.
Oh, Connor, are you in the live stream? Let Liz sing.
He might have just been playing it.
Let Liz sing.
You might have just played it.
Yes, please. I do want you to. Yes, please. Yes, please. I'm just asking my son to cook me chicken. You listening? You in live stream? In live. I'm just seeing if Connor's in. He hasn't made an appearance today.
I think. Should we get the next?
Number 19.
Coming to the end.
Which character of northern mythology is a brother to Odin? How the fucking hell do I say that? Ymir?
Yeah.
Ymir, Vili, Humbler, or Loki? Who's Odin's brother? Ymir, Vili, Humbler, Loki. Baby monkey!
Oh, Christ.
That's fucking rude.
Oh.
Baby monkey!
We've got some answers coming in. Very knowledgeable people.
We don't know if they got it right yet.
Well, no, but they're
knowledgeable anyway.
Yeah, they got knowledge.
They're steaming,
There's lots
right
of knowledge. We've got
steaming in.
We've got lots of answers from lots of
so
people.
many answers.
I think there's a good.
Baby, it's not right without the music, is it?
It's
not right without my beautiful singing.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've got lots of scores on the door.
Right, so the answer is Vili. V-I-L-I. Did anybody win?
Yes.
Brian
again, yeah.
Brian's on fire.
He is indeed.
Odin's brothers, according to the northern creation myth, were Vili and V. Is that V-E? Is that how we say it? Or Ve? V-E, God knows.
I'm not
well
sure
done, Brian. Right, here is the last one.
Right.
20. What colour is the first horseman of the apocalypse riding? What horse colour, obviously, is the first horseman of the apocalypse riding?
Tester of the. We've been paying attention earlier.
Black, pale, or white? What colour horse is the first horseman of the apocalypse riding? Black, pale, white. I've got no shame. None. And neither's he.
Muppets.
Right. Whoop.
Yeah, I think that was a celebration of winning it. No, there wasn't an answer. Yeah.
So it was white.
Yeah. And
now who won that?
DJ just ahead of Brian.
Oh, well done, everybody.
Well, yeah, basically, pretty much everyone got it.
It's all very interesting. So, what we were talking about earlier, the bloody horse running around London and that. The following is taken from harvest.org. The white horse symbolises the coming Antichrist, masquerading as the Messiah, who will bring temporary peace, rebuild the temple in Jerusalem, survive an assassination attempt. However, 3.5 years into the tribulation, the Antichrist will show his true colours. That's what it says on there. And as an aside, the black horse, which is also running around bloody London, represents famine. Just saying. Now, you all need to go and, you don't have to. I quite like listening to No More News with Adam Green. He has a lot to say about Donald Trump, Mark, does he not?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Yeah. Yeah, no, very interesting.
No More News. I think he's fantastic. Anyway, so that... Who was that? First one?
DJ.
Well done, DJ.
So...
Right. I don't think it's Biden green tea.
So...
they call Trump's daughter Esther... a certain people. Moving on. Right.
So, well, I think it was a very close contest all the way through, but it's a dead heat between Brian and DJ.
No way.
Yeah.
Brian and DJ. Oh, God. Oh, no, we've had this before. Whenever we have a tiebreaker, we ask a question about us. And I think I've written some down in here. I'm organised.
Well,
so this is a tiebreaker, and it's usually a question. It's a question about me and Mark. A tiebreaker. Maybe I didn't do any. I thought I did.
All right. Well, I can think of one. Maybe.
Whisper it first. It's not about us.
No, it's not about us. No, but
that's rubbish. It's got to be about us. That's our thing. That's our mutable style.
All right.
Right. Get your fingers ready. Who is it? Brian and DJ. If you don't know this. Where's Mark going in a week's time? 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 I'm looking at the wrong one. DJ's got it! Oh, Brian was writing all the long words. Well, they both got it. Yeah. But DJ wrote Turkey, so got in there first. But well done, everybody.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant contest. I mean, what I would say is, as it was a dead heat, and DJ doesn't like to get a present.
They both get presents. Well, DJ gets his stickers.
Well, yeah,
his emojis.
We definitely give some emojis. But Brian, if you want to,
you don't have to. We don't force it. DJ's like shove it up your ass.
But I'm saying it's a dead heat. Really, I don't like that. I think it's a dead heat because it's been a brilliant contest.
It has been a brilliant contest.
So I think Brian it deserves a prize if he wants one. If he wants to email us, it's up to you, mate.
So you've got if you want a prize, because we do prizes. Email me, Brian, at emailingliz@aol.com with your address. If you don't, like DJ's like, no, I don't want to do that. That's absolutely fine. But you will get emojis, but we're going to give DJ emojis as well.
Yep. Sling
So
out your
everybody
emojis.
give some really I like unusual emojis. Get some unusual emojis for DJ, and then we'll see. Let's do Brian and Dee. Let's just get some unusual.
Just get
emojis.
some amusing things.
Emojis. I can't even see. I'm too bloody blind. So there is an emoji on my phone of a man, a pregnant man. I'm just trying to see if that's on here because it's outrageous. I can't even see, to be honest.
Oh, is that some sort of duck green tea? I'm not sure there.
Baby monkey.
Oh Christ! Don't start that again.
Baby monkey.
Or staying in the cosmic sphere, a bit of Saturn.
Are you putting any pictures in? I'm just
doing it now. I'm doing it.
I can't. I apologise if I offend anybody with these emojis, but I can't see. So I'm technically just doing this. I don't know what's coming out. Oh Christ! I didn't do them separately.
Oh green. Oh blimey. Oh Christ!
What's going on?
You're just doing all the emojis.
Yeah, I didn't know.
All right.
Do that. What's that?
What's what?
What's that? That one there.
Him?
Yeah, do it.
Weird stuff going on there.
Oh, Brian just enjoys the quiz and banter. Right, well, it's up to you guys. Yeah. But here are some fun emojis. What's everybody put in? Perfect. What's that green thing? Oh, look, you did that. What is it?
I have no idea.
What's Mark just put in? Can anybody see that?
There's some random shit, mind.
Green thing. Right, guys. Right, Mark keeps making huffing noises, which I think means he's tired.
It's not huffing. I've had a great time.
I can tell when you're.
But I am tired. I am tired. I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm tired.
All right, guys. So everybody, thank you so much for joining in today.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic experience.
And we did it round the wrong way.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if that was good or not.
The wonderful Hugh Newman.
The absolutely superb Hugh Newman.
It's brilliant of him to join us.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? We got some in-depth knowledge there and some absolutely amazing photographs.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed, this one doesn't get deleted or disappear into the ether. Mark's mission next is to, when he gets around to it, do the talk that you did last week, isn't it?
There will be
no pressure.
It will go up in bits and pieces. Thank you all for joining. It's been great.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And we don't know if we're going to do one next week yet because we don't know it's Mark's birthday, and also he'll be going away, and Caleb's coming down, so we don't know if we're going to do one next week or not.
But we'll see. We might join in for a little bit or something. Have a little.
We might.
We'll see, but we'll let you know.
All right, guys. Thank you for staying.
Yeah, the stars aligned.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Baby monkey.